Ugh. Why did you make me do this? You're fighting so you can watch all of these mascots die. Think, Luigi. You'll outlast every fragile, insignificant franchise in this game. You'll live to see these series turn into pachinkos or mobile only. Everything and every game from your childhood will be ruined. What will you have after 500 consoles?
Mario, I'd still have you.
What's good, everybody? What's good? It's your boy Ronald Dragon America here, back at it again. How's everyone's day going? Today, I want to talk about and do a little review rant on Marvel Spider-Man 2 after playing and beating the game last week. Here's my little rundown on it. Well, for starters, it's pretty fucking awesome. It's pretty fucking great. Let's just keep it static. I enjoyed every bit of the game. I can't wait for the Apostle Marvel Spider-Man 3. Well, ain't no possible. There is going to be a Marvel Spider-Man 3 like 3 or 4 years in the future, of course. And what I also want to say is that there was some stuff that it kind of caught me my attention, like that I didn't like. A lot of woke shit in it, and we're also going to address that as well. I was hoping to don't so have a friend guest on here, but I don't know if he's going to make it or not, or if he's just running late. But I'm pretty sure he'll show up, hopefully. Excuse me. Ah, there he is. Ahoy, Anime AJ.
Ahoy, Ronnie D. How's it going?
Pretty good. How's it going, buddy?
Oh, it's going. So you're
I
doing
was
your
just,
review on Spider-Man 2.
yep, I was just getting started.
Nice. I needed to make sure I was ready to go.
No problem, man. No problem. Gotta have your prep time, you know.
Right?
Well, I was already talking about how amazing the game was, or at least getting into it. Like from the gameplay, from the added on mechanics and new stuff, or the proved upon stuff. You know, Miles' electric abilities getting a different variation due to the mixing and influence of Martin Lee, which added a nice touch to it and gave more significance to his already specifically special abilities that only which he's the only Spider-Man that has.
Okay.
And the whole, of course, Peter Parker being the host of the symbiote, and which is something that's always has been done in pretty much every Spider-Man canon or TV series or film. Well,
yeah.
Well, not every film.
That's the way it's supposed to be. And of course, they're talking that in the next Spider-Man movie, Venom is going to be hopping.
Yep.
So,
and that movie's supposed to be coming it's supposed to be either in between this year and 2027. Because Spider-Man 3 is supposed to be popping up 2027.
Yeah. And they've already pushed back a lot of projects, or even just canceled a lot of projects, like the Marvel Avengers movies that we're going to have two we've talked about before, but two Avengers movies we're going to be concluding for Phase 5. And what they've done is they're pushing back those movies. So it was supposed to be Kang Dynasty and then Secret Wars. Well, they were originally announced for 2024 and 25 respectively. Now they're pushing They're pushing them back by a year. So it looks like Secret Wars is coming out in 2025 instead.
I mean, it makes sense to get Secret Wars out because they already put Captain Marvel out with and kind of introducing the whole Secret Wars thing. You know, the scrolls and stuff.
Right. Well, Secret Wars isn't about the scrolls. The Secret Wars is that's the comics where all the Marvel heroes, X-Men,
Are being replaced.
Fantastic Four, X-Men, even their nemesis counterparts and such. I mean, there was Fantastic Four with Doctor Doom, the X-Men with Magneto and his allies. There was, the Avengers themselves, Iron Man, Captain America, and then there was Spider-Man. And I mean, Secret Wars was how Venom's character was originally introduced into the Marvel comics. Later, they did Deadpool. When Deadpool was created and had his own line of comics, they retconned it by creating the Deadpool Secret Wars, where he's like, oh yeah, they didn't tell you in the original Secret Wars, but I was there. That was the whole perspective for Deadpool Secret Wars, and it helped correct a lot of the canonical mistakes that they had introduced with it, because that was basically like a multiverse theme right there, where all the characters had been brought together for a huge battle, and then they all get sent back to their respective dimensions, or whatever it is. So that's my theory on what the treatment of this film version is going to be. Is it's going to be an adaptation of that, because they've been doing all this multiverse stuff, and that's how they're going to be. It's basically think of Doctor Strange and Spider-Man Far From Home. Think of those two movies. It's going to be that kind of thing with the multiverse, but you're going to have Deadpool.
Right.
I'm talking Ryan Reynolds Deadpool, because they're going through with releasing the third Deadpool movie next year, which is going to have all the original Fox film X-Men.
Yeah, because they say that all the previous Fox film X-Men, the story itself, the timeline, is part of the MCU, or will be part of the MCU.
Well, the theory
since
is
they're
that
doing the whole multiversal thing, and they own the rights now.
Well, the theory is that they're going and they're wiping out some of these other timelines or multiverses, and that's how. They are bringing characters. They are bringing characters and actors from the Fox trilogy into
kind of similar how they did CW.
Because Halle Berry, who played Storm in the original trilogy, she's coming back as Storm in Deadpool 3 with Hugh Jackman as Wolverine. Hell, even Scott Summers, Cyclops, and Jean Grey from the Fox trilogy are coming over. And then they're introducing new X-Men, like friggin' Gambit.
Yeah, I didn't like how Gambit went out in the X-Men Origins movie.
Oh, that's the whole spiel. That's the whole spiel for Deadpool 3. Kind of like with the end credits from the first Deadpool, they're going to go back and delete that like the joke was.
Mm-hmm. They better, because that was disrespectful.
Yeah, they're doing it from
that movie was disrespectful, to be fair.
Anyway, I think that's what they're going to use as a lead-in. They're going to use that as a way, because they're doing the crossover. Apparently, the theory is now that it's going to be Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man who's coming into the MCU, and he's the one who's going to have the crossover with Venom. So when they do the Spider-Man,
because he's originally supposed to be in there.
It's going to be the Andrew Garfield Spider-Man.
Nice.
So I think that's what they're going to do. Is they're going to lead in with they're going to redo everything with Deadpool 3, lead us into next year with Secret Wars, and that's where we're gonna have more X-Men. We're gonna have Spider-Man. Like the next 2 years is where the X-Men, Fantastic Four, Spider-Man, and Venom, and certain other Avengers are going to be doing crossovers. It's going to be one big giant crossover, because guess what they're already talking about? Everywhere on Twitter, even they're already talking about. It's like, oh, hey, yeah, Disney, Marvel is thinking about bringing back Tony Hawk. I mean, Tony Stark. What the fuck was I thinking? Tony Hawk.
But with a different actor?
Stark. No, Robert Downey Jr.
Oh, really?
Yes. They're talking about
bringing back. They're going to bring Robert Downey Jr. back.
They're talking about bringing back Iron Man and Black Widow.
So that means we're gonna get
So
Scarlett Johansson.
yes, and I think Secret Wars
Oh my God.
would be the best and most likely opportunity to do that sort of thing because it's all multiverse, and we did it. We already did it with Far From Home, where certain characters can be pulled from the multiverse before their actual death. They can be pulled from their timeline before or prior to their moment of death. You
Hmm.
can just so that's I think that would be a logical way of bringing in Scarlett Johansson back as uh, Black
Black
Widow
Widow.
and Robert Downey Jr. as Iron
Iron
Man,
Man.
to have them, basically do a cameo without it really affecting the main continuity, but you still get to have the crossovers, and you're still
Right.
using. You're not. It's not being lazy because there has been a lot of laziness with multiverse stuff that they've been using for plots, but it's like you use it in a more creative and constructive manner. Because not only that, you could potentially do little Easter eggs like, oh, hey, that was the Fox timeline Fantastic Four, like the original Fantastic
Yeah.
Four, and make like an inside joke about how the guy who played Captain America looks just like Johnny Storm.
Right.
Now that's the other thing is
Well,
that I would think that they would bring back. They should for Secret Wars bring back like Thor, Captain America, and Hulk. Hell, in the original comic, Hulk was there. I can't remember if Thor was. I'm pretty sure Thor and Loki were in the first comic version. But then, you got Spider-Man. Bringing it back to Spider-Man stuff. We're gonna have that's where the symbiote was originally introduced, and another thing that was anachronistic was the fact that the background for the symbiote Venom when he was first introduced in comics, because that was his first comic book introduction. It was not the same as when he finally was brought over to the Spider-Man stories or comics, but it was how he was introduced into the Spider-Man universe per se.
or in
We're going to
mainstream media.
no, it right, okay, but yeah, I think they're they're talking about apparently one theory about bringing back Tony Stark and Black Widow is that it has something to do with the Thanos snap, and then versus Tony and Hulk's snaps. Uh, and I'm just like, okay, yeah, that does sound like a dumb idea with Disney trying to like. Apparently, there's some other idea going on, but I think really the best idea, and we may or may not see it, is that they have cameos rather in Secret Wars movie. Uh, and that's the one thing with the what was it? There was another Spider-Man movie coming out. Oh wait, no, I am thinking of the Into the Spider-Verse. The sequel that came out had all the other variants of Spider-Man. So I am looking forward to seeing what ideas they may put to the big screen in terms of the other Spider-Man, like the one with what was his name?
What do you mean, Miles Morales
No,
or Miguel O'Hara?
Peter Parker's first clone. The one that
Oh, Ben Riley.
Ben Riley.
Ben Riley.
Yeah,
But
it'd
what
be
got me
interesting to
is
see
that
his, and it'd be interesting to see what it is they're going to do, because that's the thing that they've been talking about with the Venom movies is to finally have him, because you know how it went with Sony and Disney over the Spider-Man movies, but the Venom movies, the last two Venom movies, Venom doesn't have his symbol. And there's a theory that they're going to put the screen in one of the next Spider-Man and or Venom movies. Is that the crossover event is where it's going to have Peter Parker is going to get taken over by the Venom symbiote from the last two Sony Venom movies, and that's how he'll get his web slinging and his spider symbol. And I think that's going the next Spider-Man movie, Andrew Garfield, is going to basically be a lead into Secret Wars, because again we got Deadpool 3 coming out with the X-Men, and then we've got the next Spider-Man movie, which is going to feature Andrew Garfield, and we're going to then by that point It'll be 2025. Secret Wars will be coming out. I think it's all going to lead. I think those. I think those two movies, Deadpool 3 and the next Spider-Man movie, are the ones that people should pay attention to in terms of what to expect with how they complete the cycle for Kang in Secret Wars. Because now apparently the whole Kang's introduction or cementation with Ant-Man 3, it hasn't gone over very well, and there's a lot of talk about the actor who plays Kang. Real life, it's like, why has Disney got this guy on a payroll kind of deal, you know what I mean? So with all the talk about Spider-Man, how was Spider-Man 2? How was the game? Because I ain't touching anything with woke in it, not even with a 10-foot stick. I'm not spending my money on that, you know? So why don't you tell us what all the story was? Because I did watch some of your live streams. Like there was that part where I saw it's Harry, right? Harry Osborn.
Yeah.
He's wearing a Spidey suit.
The Venom suit.
Right. He's got Venom. So what's going on?
I guess they did. What they did, I guess, with that they did. I guess with that they did things the Ultimate Spider-Man way a little bit.
Okay.
You know how originally Harry had to spin on the Venom suit, then it went to Flash and became Agent Venom or Spider Venom. But since they're not with Shield, I guess it was just Spider Venom. But also when you mentioned the Andrew Garfield thing, yeah. I thought like, well, of course that makes more sense because his Spider is originally supposed to be a part of the MCU in the first place, but due to a lot of stuff happening that didn't come to fruition.
All right.
So it's good to see that his Spider will get its second chance, and then it's going to get a third movie on top of that.
Yeah, it's going to be nice to see him get his third movie.
If it was straight blasphemy, he didn't get a third.
I think Venom 3 is going to be the next movie. If it's not a sole Spider-Man movie, either way, he's in him and his Andrew Garfield's next appearance is going to have a crossover or have his first introduction with that.
Yeah. Speaking of Venom, I can't wait for the Venom game to drop.
Oh, there's a game, huh?
Yeah, it's one of the games that Sony plans on dropping. I don't know. One is Marvel Knights game. I don't know, but I know one's on the Venom game and the Marvel Spider-Man 3 game, and the Wolverine.
Okay, yeah. Well, that makes sense.
I think the first after this is gonna be Wolverine, then Venom, then
So what is this going to be? Because they've had Marvel Spider-Man 1 and Marvel Spider-Man 2, so they're going to have Marvel Wolverine is the game that Sony's dropping? Is that weird? Is that what it's going to be called?
Yeah, well, then again, it could be just a spin-off type Marvel game because, remember, they already had the Guardians of the Galaxy and the Avengers, which seems to not coincide with the Spider-Man game, from what I'm seeing. It seems to be separate from Marvel Spider-Man franchise. And then there's the Guardians of the Galaxy, which I think will coincide. I don't know where it coincides because I ain't played it yet, but I got it. And welcome to the stream on Fire King X, by the way. And then there's also Marvel Knights, which is already out. I don't know where that coincides with anything, or it's just another standalone game. So Marvel's Wolverine might just be another standalone game. Who knows?
Right. I think
I'm pretty sure Venom might not will connect with the Marvel Spider-Man game, of course.
Right.
And the other game that I'm talking about that comes before Marvel Spider-Man, I forgot what it's called. I put that probably be another standalone. But I'm gonna tell you, and 3, get ready. If this is also for you, Fire King X, get ready to see Carnage because it's already been on. Because Cletus Cassidy's already been name dropped when I was playing through the side missions of the game, dealing with that fire cult, the Flame, and his cult leader. See, when I reached near the end of that part of that on that side mission, it turned out he was doing all this so he can get a hold of the a piece of symbiote, which turned out to be the Carnage symbiote. Because I saw the symbiote turn red, and then the dude name dropped one of his members being Cletus Cassidy. Well, not him, but Ray, who's hunting them down. So most likely, obviously, there's going to be a Carnage in Marvel Spider-Man 3. If not in 3, it's going to be in Venom.
Yeah,
Which
it is.
Which further gives me evidence that the the Venom game is going to be a part of the Marvel Spider-Man franchise, just kind of a soft spinoff.
Yeah, the Venom game is a spinoff. It is going to be titled. These games are going to be just like they're all titled the same. You see how this last couple Spider-Man games, it's Marvel Spider-Man 2. When you look at the game case, you know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's how it's going to be for Venom and Wolverine. It's going to be Marvel's Venom, Marvel's Wolverine. And I did read up Insomniac Games, who developed these Spider-Man games. They're currently developing and working on the Wolverine game. So it looks like Wolverine because Marvel Spider-Man 2 made it teased the spinoff of the Venom game. And
right.
my bet would be that the Wolverine game is going to come out before Venom does.
There was also some referencing and name dropping of other characters too.
Right, and I bet you this is being done intentionally to coincide with Sony's, because Sony is in charge now that the MCU has finished its rounds. Sony is basically they're releasing the next Spider-Man movie. That's Andrew Garfield, as we just talked about.
Amazing Spider-Man 3.
Right. So we're basically going to get a third Amazing Spider-Man movie, and it's going to have...
Which probably be a Sinister Six type thing.
It's going to have connections with Venom. Well, as we already discussed, because I did mention in my long-winded speech, Wolverine is going to be in the next Deadpool movie, which comes out April next year. It's official. Right? So the Venom movie, the next Spider-Man movie has not been given an official release date yet. We just have a timeline of when we can expect it, which is in the next 1 to 2 years. It's either going to be announced next year or coming out next year if they don't announce it anytime soon. If they do announce it anytime soon, I mean. Otherwise, I would expect it until if we hear anything about it, like if we heard an announcement in late 2024, then that means it'd be 2025, probably at the earliest. That's my guess. So I'd expect later. Basically my prediction is that the Spider-Man movie is going to be coming out after Wolverine's next appearance, and the Wolverine game is going to be the next one coming out for PS5, because that's going to coincide essentially with the upcoming Deadpool movie, which Wolverine will be. He's the second lead.
Right. Also, another thing I noticed in the game though was that there was lots of referencing the whole magic episode side mission with Felicia. When we found out that she's basically, yeah. When they finally made her bisexual or lesbian, whatever, which kind of cringed a little bit, made me feel cringe. Like,
yeah, it is cringe because you're basically introducing. You're just putting in freaking fan fiction, unnecessary fan fiction.
Yeah, but onto that it was the use of magic when they were doing portal magic, which referenced Doctor Strange, and Doctor Strange's sidekick or a friend cat's name. What's his name?
Wang.
Huh?
Yeah,
Wang. Yeah, Wang. In the end, Wang left the letter and took back the gauntlet. Huh?
Is it Wang or Wong?
I think it's Wong. But it's Wong. Wong teleported the gauntlet back in and left a note. Thank you for taking care of the I forgot what he said in the letter, but Wong took his teleportation gauntlet back and responded and left a letter, which lets you know that Doctor Strange is in the Insomniac Marvel Spider-Man universe, as well as referencing of also Daredevil.
Mm-hmm.
There was also some referencing of Daredevil too. So I don't know if they're gonna do it. They're probably gonna do a DLC update. I don't know. As much as successful as this own game is, it's sold like I think 2.5 million or more on the first week or first day. I think it was first day. It should definitely be getting some DLCs, and I hope the DLCs, drop some side stories or something like that for Doctor Strange, Matt Murdock, go into some Spider stories in game, or further the story of certain sub stories that were done in the game.
Right. It's definitely. I've definitely noticed that they got more going on with what they introduced for these last couple Spider-Man games than they did with the original Spider-Man games, trilogy that they based off the movies, with Tobey Maguire. I didn't play the first one because that was the first Spider-Man game on any console. And again, this is Sony. Sony's the ones that have been behind the games ever since the beginning, basically.
Yeah,
And
I played all the Sam Raimi
then
Spider-Man
you get
games.
to you get to Spider-Man 2, which I still have a copy of that. I believe that was PlayStation 2. And we finally got to play where Spider-Man can go from the streets to the sky. He's not just up in the sky. He can get down to the streets and do all that crazy stuff. And then the third game expanded even further. I remember a couple of the side missions. They had Electro and Black Cat were both in those. And they were kind of like
Black Cat was also
like
included as well.
filler missions compared, like it was like the filler episodes of Naruto, because you basically, with those games, they were trying to, it was just like a game version of the movie plot, right? So they had all that in there, but then they had like these filler or side quests with other Spider-Man characters. And the Black Cat one just was like, yeah, that's fun, okay, but then it's just like, oh, in the end, it felt like it was just, tacked on unnecessarily. In that time, since those games came out, they've obviously been able to build more, develop more, and add more stories that where there's more connection and world building. Although sometimes it does make me wonder, are they just making references just to get, is it bait, right? Because
Right.
you can't just throw out references. There's the way you've been, the way you've been describing it. It's like, oh, it's really cool that they're making all these references, but then it's just like, is it overload? Is it too much? Are they just throwing references because, oh, hey, the fans should recognize these, or no, you know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
Because it is cool to make references, but if it doesn't have anything to do with the story, it's just like, is it too much? But yeah, I was like, I did think it was cool, because that again, that was one I had mentioned that's watched, was the stream with Harry and Spidey. Harry and Peter are working together, and he's wearing the Venom suit. I was like, whoa, okay, yeah, this is obviously a different timeline. So what's going on here? What happens after that in the story? Like, because obviously you finished the game, so how does the story complete?
Oh, hold on, not to get off topic, but speaking of referencing, I don't know if you were around when I was doing the whole spider bot collecting, and you saw that scene where Madam Web, but I forgot what her real name is. She's in the '90s Spider-Man animated series.
Right, I know. I know who you're talking about. So she makes an appearance in the game.
Yeah, but except her version was very two-dimensional, or old school three-dimensional.
Okay.
Like, it was kind of that small but cool, kind of into the Spider-Verse type of reference thing.
Oh,
Within the game.
gotcha.
Except they had Madam Web, but not the Madam Web in the anime series where she looks like an old lady, but she looks more like a young woman with white hair.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
You know, the animated Spider-Man version kind of is one of the best looking one in my opinion, because like she looked at more like she fit.
Right. Yeah. When it comes to animated Spider-Man, my favorite would be the original Fox Kids show, the one that was
In the '90s.
concurrent with the one that
Yeah,
was
that's what I'm talking
concurrent
about.
with the Fox Kids X-Men because they were animated from the same studio. They had some of the same people writing on those episodes, and of course it was, even though there weren't a lot of crossovers. I think they had Wolverine and Hulk make crossover appearances in the Spider-Man show because a lot of that version of the comic of the cartoons on Fox, that Spider-Man was one of two animated shows that followed very closely to the original comics. Like when they had the Punisher cameo or crossover episode, and the one where Spider-Man becomes the Spider himself. Kingpin stuff was also some of my favorite bits. But yeah, I like those are those are my favorite, and of course, uh, since I mentioned it earlier in the stream, they're bringing the X-Men from the original Fox movies into Deadpool 3. I mean, we got Halle Berry definitely confirmed as Storm, plus Jean Grey and Cyclops from the Fox movies. Uh, they're bringing in Jubilee and a couple other characters like Rogue, and they're even bringing back the costumes for the X-Men are going to be like from the show, like from the
Well, it looks like
comics.
Deadpool's gonna be able because they're gonna
Wolverine,
fight for to put the rest of the X-Men on there.
Deadpool's costume is now much more closely has gotten more aligned with the way his appearance was in the original comics. Wolverine's going to have his popularly known style of suits, the yellow and blue with black.
That's cool. It's just that I got used to seeing it without
Rogue's
knowing.
appearance. I have not heard who is making the appearance as Rogue, but her costume is going to be just like from the show as well. So we
I
might
kind of hope
see
the Rogue will be as hot as the one
Cyclops,
in the cartoon.
right? We're gonna see Scott Summers, Cyclops, wearing the blue spandex.
Yeah.
And I bet you, Hugh Jackman's Wolverine will look at me like, "Yeah, I'm wearing yellow spandex. What you gonna do about it?"
Or something snippy like that.
Right? That would be cool. Dude, they're bringing most of the X-Men up, and from my understanding, Patrick Stewart is making another appearance as Xavier. Although, if I'm not mistaken, I think the new Xavier is also going to be in this movie. Like I said, the theory is that the story is going to be about, you know, wiping the slate clean with the other timelines, like basically deleting the Fox continuity, merging the characters into the MCU. So Magneto, the character Magneto, is theoretically making an appearance in this upcoming story, and I haven't confirmed or read up on who would be playing him. Ian McKellen, the original Fox Magneto, is also going to be here. Again, this is supposed to be a multiverse crossover thing going on. So I'm like, well, we know that the older character versions, this is basically they're passing on the torch, and I'm wondering who's going to be, because if you're bringing in the X-Men characters like Xavier and Magneto, who's going to be playing them, because they're going to be concurrent with a lot of the major Avenger characters. So who's going to be playing them in the future? And I again, as I mentioned with all my spiel about Secret Wars and whatnot, we're going to have Deadpool and Spider-Man and Venom coming into the MCU with the Avengers. So who knows what other, because when it comes to the mutant stuff, Spider-Man plays a big role in that, in the grander scheme of things, in terms of the movie universe scale.
Yep.
He has got connections with almost every character, even Blade. All of that, everything like bleeds over into other titles.
Yeah, Spider-Man is just that ultimate crossover character, bro. Let's keep it real.
Well, I mean, that's when it came to the Marvel comics and the world building, Spider-Man, Fantastic Four, and X-Men, like it was a gradual procession. Even the Hulk was part of that. Captain America was part of that because it's the whole super soldier and mutants thing. I mean, that's what Spider-Man was. He's a mutant. Speaking of which, were there any X-Men characters being referenced or making cameos in the game?
No, not that I noticed, or not outright directly stated. There weren't really any X
What
Men on
about
the.
Shield? Was Shield referenced?
I mean, if they had an Avengers Tower, then yeah, there was a Shield. Then
Yeah, there was Avengers Tower, but I mean, like, Nick Fury or anything related to Shield, because I do remember that there were some stories where Spider-Man eventually has connections or contact with Shield.
yeah, I'm trying to remember if there was or if I missed it by chance.
Right.
I was doing side stories and the main story all at the same time. Everything simultaneously at the same time.
And did you do 100% completion on the game then?
Yep.
Okay.
But if there was, I probably missed it. I do it. The smallest reference of it was the Wolverine themed costume that each Spider-Man had. And the smallest Fantastic Four reference was the Fantastic Four themed costume that also.
Oh, you're talking that when you play the game, you can swap between Spidey costumes.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that just sounds like DLC from the developers.
No, as I was playing the game, I didn't get those out through DLC.
Right, I'm just saying that's a way for the game creators to make references to external lore of the Spider-Verse, because he does have connection. In other stories, like in the comics, he did meet or have run-ins with like the Fantastic Four. He was an Avenger. He does go out into space. There's a lot of stuff.
Yeah, because I can also you can also use the suits as a referencing of a lot of stuff too. Because there was all kinds of suits, man.
And you just didn't earn the points or unlock the costume for Fantastic Four, is what you're saying?
Yeah, I unlocked all the suits on both of them, both Miles and Peter Parker.
Okay.
But I ain't gonna lie, Miles had one that looked very much like the Wolverine kind, and it was very cool looking.
Mm.
Miles even had a Carnage inspired type black suit.
Mm-hmm.
Hello?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm listening.
Oh, okay. But let me see, another reference. No, what was else? What was the question you asked though? Near the end, you said near the end, what happened between the conclusion between Harry and Peter Parker, right?
Right.
Well, near the conclusion, when Peter Parker had got when during the when they went to go confront Craven the first time around, and hit at his hideout in the Lion's Den, and I got further in the game. Peter tussled with Craven. Spider-Man tussled with Craven. Craven was proving to be a lot stronger than Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And once they got to a hand-to-hand tussle, Craven took the opportunity and stabbed Spider-Man in the side stomach, abdomen, I think, which kind of put Spider-Man out of action. Harry lost his shit and started whooping everybody ass, and even started whooping the shit out of Craven. Like Craven was putting up a good fight, but Harry was just giving him the work. And you got to put perspective. Harry just now started to learn how to use those powers, and he was already putting the beats on Craven.
Yeah.
So after the whole conflict after he got through fighting Craven and beating Craven up, he went to Peter and tried to save Peter. The symbiote responded to that and unlinked itself from Harry and linked up with Peter, giving him this, the spider suit.
You're talking the Venom spider suit.
Yeah. And ever since then, Peter, the behavior changes wasn't starting yet. But we all know when the same thing goes in every media. Whenever Peter gets the own spider symbiote, the behavior changes. He gets all kinds of perks and stuff, and all the power and stuff like that. He gets seduced by the power, but doesn't notice how he's changing his behavior and have him thinking in we instead of he.
Right. I
usually.
figured Harry would be showing signs of that as well, especially when he unlocked. When I saw the stream where you were playing that part where Harry comes in wearing the Venom suit, and I'm like, oh, what's going on here? And you were like, oh yeah, that's Venom. I'm like, what? That's Venom? It did, to me, it kind of looked like it was trying to come across like, oh hey, yeah, the symbiote is with Harry. That's why he is, acting the way he maybe, there were, it's like, oh hey. And then there's the fact that when they introduced Harry in this one, I saw the scene with MJ. It's like, oh god, she looks so ugly. And I see the CG for Harry, and I'm like, oh really? That's the design they went with there. Okay. And they're making those references like to some event that happened before that scene where, Harry is on the mend. I'm like, well, his connection with the symbiote would explain his healing factor. So, it would make sense that after, attaching to Peter, that Peter would show, signs of changes in his behavior or in personality.
Well, if you're talking about Harry being on drugs or something like that, then that wasn't it. You know how Harry's mother died? She had a unnatural sickness, right?
Yeah.
Like they did the whole thing from Amazing Spider-Man, where how Harry's father died and how Harry was gonna die, right?
Right. They made it that it was his father who had a sickness.
Yeah. Except this time, in the correct of it, it's the mother that had the sickness, and Harry's about to die from the same thing.
Right.
And Osborn tried to save Harry, so he was desperately trying to think. So he went a desperate route and bonded an alien to his son. Because see, at first I thought that when I first saw the whole symbiote thing in the previous Spider-Man games, I thought that they created the symbiote. But then as a reference, okay, and I thought, oh, okay, no, they didn't create it. It came from space. Okay.
Yeah,
I thought they changed it up where where instead of it come from space, they created a symbiote. I said, oh, okay, so they kept it the same. The symbiote is basically still an alien and parasitic being. So yeah, that kind of I'm glad they did. I'm glad they kept it straight, faithful to the comics and all that stuff. Because it would kind of be kind of weird, cool.
Well, they did align. They have been, they've been more aligned with the comics. Yeah, that's for sure.
Yeah. So yeah, the symbiote was mostly to cure Harry's or stave off the disease that Harry had.
Makes sense.
But since the symbiote suit became a part of Peter, in a sense, this disease started kicking back in, and it was going back to slowly killing Harry.
Yeah.
Which goes back to that another again, referencing Amazing Spider-Man 2, where Harry was desperate. He's dying. He's trying to find a way to save himself. So Spider-Man has been using the suit, gained a huge power boost from it, a lot of perks, and at this point he came across Kraven again and fought Kraven. This time he had the suit and he put the whooping on Kraven, and Kraven acknowledged Spider-Man as a worthy prey, even though kind of like a reference to the Spectacular Spider-Man, where he didn't acknowledge Spider-Man until didn't come across Spider-Man until Spider-Man had the Spider's own Venom suit.
Mm-hmm.
But over time, Kraven started, instead of hunting the villains, he put that aside and he started hunting Spider-Man.
Yep.
Black Suit Spider-Man. And Harry was slowly dying, and Here's another referencing they were trying to do was a referencing to No Way Home, the third movie, right?
Far From Home.
Yeah, Far From Home. Where Pete was trying to save the villains,
Yeah.
and he was trying to go out his way to keep on Kraven from killing the villains. He already killed Scorpion. He already killed Vulture, and he was trying to hunt and kill Connors, who he kidnapped and forced the lizard DNA on serum into him, turning him into lizard.
Mm-hmm.
Which I ain't gonna lie was awesome. Was a great fight, and it kind of represents. And I ain't gonna lie, the lizard kind of looked close to the lizard and Spider-Man 3, or the Mega Lizard. Huge as hell, but not too huge.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. You remember Spider-Man 3 where he did this Mega Lizard, when he injected him the second serum to become a Mega Lizard?
We're talking Spider-Man 3, the movie?
No, the game.
Oh, no.
Oh, you never played 3?
No.
Okay, never mind that. But in
But
this
I do
one,
remember watching it, so it's been a while. So now I'm
yeah,
like, oh yeah, the game. That's right. It was the side quest with Dr. Connors.
yeah. So yeah, and then we chased them chased Lizard all of now in the sewer, faced off against him in the sewer. Then after facing him in the sewer, we all end up chasing him all over town,
Mm-hmm.
causing a whole bunch of destruction. You know how it goes in the Spider-Man games and Spider-Man in general. What villain does not cause destruction as he's trying to fight them? Let's be real. They all it's common with Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Shit gets destroyed when he's fighting a villain. Except he also had to deal with the Cravens and his hunters on top of that, trying to hunt and kill Connors as well. But he managed to cure Connors, subdue Lizard Connors, and cure him before Craven and his hunters got a hold of him and killed him.
Yeah.
Then over time, it came to that fateful scene where Harry was begging Peter for his help. After Peter had done already separated from the symbiote, after noticing the the changes that he was going through and changing his attitude, and finally separating from it. And so when Harry tries to come to Peter for help, Peter kind of refused to give him the symbiote in a sense, but not out of selfishness, but like in the old Amazing Spider-Man 2, because doing that would do more harm than good to him.
Yeah. He realized that it was. Yeah. It's through that experience with the symbiote that Peter now understands what was going on with Harry earlier in the game, like when I watched that portion of the live stream where they were fighting together. And Harry had the symbiote suit.
Yeah. Because in the movie, Amazing Spider-Man 2 movie, he needed Spider-Man's DNA,
Mm-hmm.
but he would give it to him because it would do more harm than good. Kind of similar thing with the symbiote. Except instead of turning him into I don't know if you want to call it a Green Goblin or a Hobgoblin.
Green Goblin. High Goblin is a different character.
And I don't know if I want to call it any kind of goblin because he didn't even look like no damn goblin. He just looked like.
They had the scaly skin and the fingers in Amazing Spider-Man.
But he wasn't
2.
green.
There was the tint in the skin later in the movie. It looked like he had green veins, like he was going through a slow transformation. His dad, Norman Osborn, when they showed him, he had the worst of it. He looked more, especially with the lighting they used, he looked more like they were trying to go for a Green Goblin thing without an actual suit or how they did it with. And that's the messed up thing. It's just like it kept rebooting like the origin. I thought it was a good interpretation the way they had Norman Osborn create Green Goblin with again, they were going off all what the other what the later Marvel movies would do, like Iron Man and Captain America and Hulk. They'd be using that super soldier thing. So it was kind of like that idea because he was making a suit of armor and they had this gas or whatever they used for increased super.
But I liked that Green Goblin. It was, even though it wasn't organic Green Goblin, but it was a cool looking Green Goblin.
With the Amazing Spider-Man 2, the Andrew Garfield Green Goblin, I didn't like the look or the suit really. It didn't seem as appealing.
Yeah, it just looked so cringe. It didn't look like they just did something and just said, "Okay, this is what Green Goblin gonna be. This is what Terry's Green Goblin gonna be. We're just gonna leave it at that."
It was like they were trying to make it too realistic. Like,
but
yeah.
But I'm pretty sure all the budget CGI went to Jamie Foxx's character Electro, which looked more like Electro, in a sense.
Well, he definitely looked better because I didn't like the blue skin deal. He did look more. He looked better. It was pretty cool to see Jamie Foxx reprise his role in Far From Home.
Yeah, it was hard to imagine him. But as I looked at his Electro, he looked like Dr. Manhattan a little bit.
All right.
And I was like, okay, is this Electro or Dr. Manhattan? But in the Far From Home, I say that was kind of a bit of improvement because they did the whole Electro costume, gave him electric powers and stuff like that. And instead of making him an unattractive looking whatever the fuck they did with him, they just let him be, the usual Jamie Foxx.
Right.
So I kind of liked that the improvement that they did on that Electro.
Yeah.
And speaking of Amazing Spider-Man, I feel like they in the Spider-Man 3, they're probably gonna do the whole Sinister Six thing. Fire King X. Hey, Fire King X, how's it going, man?
Hello, guys. It's been a while, bros.
Hey, how's it going, man?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Pretty good. Just doing
Well. This ain't yourself. How's it going, buddy?
Are you good? Dude. Fire King.
What's up?
Yeah, okay, what's over the background noise?
It's the wind. Sorry, hold on. I'll mute my mic.
Okay. But as I was saying,
what were you saying?
Yeah. I was saying, Amazing Spider-Man, from what I've seen, Amazing Spider-Man 2, that 3 is probably going to be more of a Sinister Six type thing. Like they kind of similar to Far From Home, but there's going to be like straight up Sinister Six, where there's Sandman, Doc Ock, Vulture, and if Electro's still really truly alive and around, they might bring back Electro. Hopefully they bring back. No, Doc Ock is dead. They're gonna be a Harry Green Goblin, of course, and what else was the reference? The Rhino.
Yeah. By the way, sorry about that, Ronald. There was a lot of wind outside, so yeah. But yeah, how's it going, AJ?
That's going.
I'm good. Also, sorry about that, Ronald, again.
Yeah. Well, yeah, we're talking about. I'm doing a review and rant of Marvel Spiderman 2, and also doing some referencing of other movies that were mentioned in the game, movies and TV series and stuff like that, and other characters.
Speaking of ranting, because we've hardly done much of a review. What do you have to rant about this game? What you haven't? I haven't heard much of any complaints at all.
Yes. Finally, we get to that part. For starters, why the fuck they made Mary Jane look so even uglier than she was in the last game?
Well, everybody's been talking about that. We can just skip over that one. What I want to know about, like,
Another
besides
one.
that, what else? What really stuck out? Because again, that's just something everybody else talks about. You know?
Okay,
Ron,
Felicia being the fuck? Who the fuck was?
Ronald, dude, Stefan wants to join in.
Another time. That another time.
All right,
You know what I'm
but dude, he was just in a private chat just now. But all right.
saying? But as I was saying, another one was making Felicia bisexual.
Yeah.
Like why?
Does that have anything to do with the story, or like, or even her, or is it just some passing comment that she makes to Peter?
No, because the reason for the motivation of what of her story is that she was trying to get the parents to see her girlfriend, and we never saw the girlfriend. We just mentioned that she stole the magic artifact that apparently borrowed the myth Doctor Strange. As I told you, Wong, the magic assistant, teleported and took that on gauntlet back, right?
Yeah.
The teleportation magic artifact.
Okay.
Because in that story that we were trying to chase Felicia down for that artifact, and she was literally teleporting all over the place.
Okay.
And she references that she was using it just so she can get the parents to get to her girlfriend. I'm thinking like, hold up. So you mean to tell me you didn't steal this so you can go start on up your thieving game, but instead you want to use it to see some chick? And y'all mean to tell me y'all gonna do this whole lesbian scene with Felicia? Y'all couldn't have did this with any other character. You had to do this with Felicia Hardy, a
Why?
known love interest of Spider-Man, no less.
Yeah.
And I said, like, it's crazy, but okay. I said, I guess it was just the whole trying to be a better thief with the whole teleportation thing would have been make more sense. But still, just to see some chick in Paris is, yeah. I feel like they kind of dropped the ball on that one, but it still was a pretty good and interesting side story.
Mm-hmm.
It's just that I just didn't like how they made Felicia into a full-on bi, if you know what I mean.
Right.
Guess wokeness comes and goes, huh? Guess wokeness comes and goes because this happens.
Well, that's the only reason. If I may be blunt, the only reason games like this are being made is because people are out there buying and playing them. We've all known that this sort of stuff's been put in. They've been putting this stuff in these games and in these movies, and yet people continue to
buy them.
That's the reason. That's the
or
reason why
purchase them.
I don't spend my money on them.
Well,
For
yeah,
those who
but
do enjoy them, I am very happy to hear them tell me everything that they liked about it. And Ronnie D has found a lot to like about this game.
Yeah, even though there was a small amount of woke stuff. It wasn't there wasn't too much woke stuff in no. It's just that the game it focused mostly on the story, the character, the gameplay and stuff like it's supposed to. Yes, there
Right?
was some woke stuff on the side.
Yes, and that's what and you know bring and there and then we can bring up the Mary Jane thing because what did they do with her appearance? It's a
They
total
made her
woke
look like a butch.
it's a total woke agenda to take away her, what makes her look appealing. And
Exactly
yes,
because
facial features are sexually appealing. So they totally butched her up, or they just didn't care to polish. Like if you like hell,
yo,
Eric
what's the king
from
spreading
Final
her
Fantasy
thumb?
VII, even it looks better. They showed the difference of what her character might have looked like. They're like, oh yeah, this is the proposed idea of what she would look like in America versus what she would look like in Japan in the first FF7 remake that they released a couple years back. I think they settled on one that was that was good for both audiences. But yeah, there is definitely a difference in that. You look at it, it's like, ooh, is one more feminine than the other? That's what I'm getting at. Is that yes, you look at those characters, MJ now from Spider-Man 2, and Aerith Gainsborough from the Final Fantasy VII remakes, and these are both PlayStation Sony games,
Yep.
and there is a complete difference in these female characters' femininity, the way they appear, as their feminine appearance. There's a, it's not done on accident. There was no accident about this.
I'm doing good, King. How are you? But I was saying like, cause I was on another person who was streaming Marvel Spiderman. I think Arkham, FTW, said he didn't see nothing wrong with too much with Mary Jane's appearance in the game. I told her that because he said he liked it, the fact that they made her more of a strong character. My rebuttal to that is that okay, that makes no sense because first of all, they were able to make Mary Jane into a strong character even in the early 2000s cartoon into a strong character, but still maintain her sexiness.
Right.
So
She can still look.
that's no excuse.
She can still look
That is no
appealing
excuse.
and look feminine, and still be strong. She doesn't have to look masculine in order to appear strong or to be strong. I agree on that point with you. You don't have to have a masculine appearance to have to be strong.
Hold up. King Sprint said that in some countries they cut out the woke stuff, I think. Really? Oh. That lets you know that other countries disagree with it. They should have cut it out in our country.
Well,
But
we're talking Sony, and Sony is based in California. I'm talking Sony as a multinational
liberal state.
It feels good to be back.
I know you left. No offense.
Well, I actually was outside, but yeah. Now you can hear me better, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Now without the Bluetooth in the headphones, now my voice is not too whatever you want to call it. But yeah, now I'm back. So, and actually, it does feel good to be back in the streams again after so long of being having other things to do and going outside every day, almost every day or every day. So yeah, but I'm glad to be back.
Cool. But as I was saying, dang, I don't know what was I saying. What was I saying, AJ? I lost track. Dang it.
I lost track too.
Yeah, thank you.
Wait. Oh yeah, don't make it look masculine to look strong, but never judge a book by its cover.
Yeah. Mary Jane.
Yeah, the way they had done up Mary Jane's appearance, what we were talking about.
That's the only thing I can remember from the conversation. So yeah, never judge a book by its cover. Even don't make the character strong just by its look.
Right. What I was saying is that there was no point of making Mary Jane look like a butch to make her seem like a strong character when she's been a strong character and a sexy character simultaneously in previous media since she's been around.
Right. It's like what was
shown in cartoons and in games.
Because her appearance in the previous Spider-Man games before this one, well, the jaw. It's like like what the hell? There was nothing wrong with her design in any of the previous games. And yes,
bro, what the fuck?
It was taken. The popular opinion is that it's like, oh, you guys are intentionally trying to make her look less attractive because her character, in one form or another, across the internet, throughout the history of comics, she has been a very attractive and sexually appealing female character.
Because like they try to kill that whole sexy, promiscuous redhead trope, but Mary Jane really was not promiscuous, but she was sexy and a strong character.
Wait, Ronald, what the fuck? Really? What
do you mean?
That's something. Yeah, like I didn't even know that happened, but I was just only into Spider-Man with Shadows, and that's the only reason I almost got into Spider-Man. And Marvel Ultimate Alliance is when I nearly almost got into Marvel, but I haven't really thought of getting into Marvel more. So I don't know why, but Marvel Ultimate Alliance was an OG game. But yeah, Marvel Ultimate Alliance, I recommend it. So yeah, it's on Xbox, PS4, and yeah.
Okay, cool. But thank you for that. But referencing picking up where I left off. Hey, where was I? Ah,
Yeah, the redhead trope. How again the woke is intentionally done things. Um, again, like making Mary Jane less attractive with that design. It was like, what the hell?
like, and it is the thing though. I didn't see them really do that with Felicia, Black Cat.
Right. And
She looked still very attractive.
And she was they intentionally explicitly make a comment that the whole side quest was, oh, she's doing something for her because of her girlfriend.
Also, I just want to respond to Stefan real quick. Stefan, we are bros. I mean, look. I mean, Ronald says another time. I mean, I'm sorry. There's nothing really I can do. But look, I just think you'll have to wait another time. Like Ronald said. I'm sorry, man. Because you can see in the comments in the private chat too. But he's begging to come. But yeah, Ronald. I don't know what to do.
Like I said, another time. Right now, we need to keep on topic.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Stefan, but it's okay. But go on, Ronald, go on.
Okay. But dang, now where was it? God, another. Oh yeah, Felicia. What you were saying, AJ, about Felicia?
Yeah, again, you had said that she is, they didn't tone down her, sexually appealing appearance or femininity, and yet, as I said, the woke seems to be pushing an agenda of some sort. So they change up the appearance for MJ, and they make Felicia comment about her what kind of relationship she's engaged with. It's like, she's a known love interest of Spider-Man because the whole point of Spider-Man is that he is, Peter Parker when he's not wearing the mask versus when he is, he's Spider-Man. That's why he keeps his identity secret so that, so basically he does operate with, two identities. He has Peter Parker, who is in love with Mary Jane, and he's Spider-Man, who may or may not have a fling with Black Cat, who's a vigilante slash cat, cat thief.
Yeah.
But it's like pretty much everybody figured out Peter Parker's Spider-Man.
They take, with Peter Parker's love interest, they make one look completely unappealing, and the other, they're like, yeah, she's actually bi or gay, so it's like either Peter, it's like they're trying to suggest, oh, someone who's bi or swings a different way is more attractive than someone who's heterosexual.
Yeah. By the way, Ronald, I just uploaded a new short recently, just now, but in Tim Hortons. But you want to check it out on my channel if you want.
Say it again.
I just uploaded a short recently on Tim Hortons. On when I was in Tim Hortons, I was making a short for my videos on my YouTube channel. So you want to check it out?
But not right now. I'm kind of doing the stream right now, dude.
I know, but I mean later. I mean after
yeah,
the stream ends.
Sure.
I mean after the stream ends, dude.
Yeah, sure. Gotcha. I'll check it out afterwards. But what you were saying, AJ?
Oh, I also put in your self-promotion channel, by the way. But go on.
Okay. Thank you. No, you were saying?
Yeah. So again, it's like they're emasculating Peter Parker and Spider-Man by, saying, oh, the best he can get is best gal is ugly versus the other gal he wants and also probably wants him while she's off chasing squirrel. So it's like, what do what are they trying to do, but what kind of message are they trying to send by making characters look and act a certain way?
Now, as those,
Also, guys,
okay,
you want to see something on the fridge? I just looked at, so I'm gonna race the camera back.
okay.
Hey,
First off, I'm
check
saying
this
King
out.
Prince said, "Cool. That's cool, man."
Nice, isn't it?
Yeah. Now, also, King Sprint said that my bad. It was removed in Middle East version work, and Insomniac confirmed she is bi. Yeah, which is crazy. But it's though that whole agenda trying to make one of Peter's love interests is a whole butch, while making the other one still maintaining her feminine look and personality appearance, but making her bisexual. It's like trying to imply that a homosexual person is more attractive than a straight person.
Right.
And and it's like, hold up, your sexuality should not have nothing to do with how your level of beauty and looks. Because
Exactly.
I've seen plenty of homosexual chicks who look like butches are really not that attractive, or some are. Now there are some that are attractive, but I've seen some that just like, are you a dude or a chick?
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean,
So
like, yeah, they've been throwing that stuff into a lot of our pop culture and entertainment on purpose, where they deliberately emasculate men. A lot of the Marvel movies, like heck, even with She-Hulk, they have his cousin, you know, berate, like make fun of Captain America. It's like how is that empowering? How does that make the female character look better by joking on another character, or what is it supposed to mean that Peter Parker's love interests are either of one appearance or they're out of his league?
I gotta consider watching a Carnage movie sometime if I can actually if there's actually good Carnage movies, I'd consider watching them in Cineplex.
Right, well, I mean, wasn't the Carnage in the last Venom movie
Well, either one of
played by
them, but
Woody Harrelson?
but but
yeah,
but AJ, what Carnage movies would you recommend me?
None of the live action ones.
What about you, Ronald?
what do you mean?
Any Carnage movie, any.
I didn't know there were that many to recommend.
But do you know any good okay, so you know a lot of good Venom movies, but
Yeah,
I think Carnage is
I'm,
pretty cool because his name and his design is just ferocious, like way ferocious than Venom's, to be honest. But Venom, I think
I mean,
he's the same.
Carnage is meant to be more edgier than Venom due to the fact that he is the semi of a serial killer, whereas Venom
Oof.
is much more grounded and based character because he's more of that dark mirror of Spider-Man, the counterpart,
Yo,
like kind of how Shadow is to Sonic, but more of a rival, or what else?
what
That
else? Come
dark
on.
mirror, two sides of the same coin type thing.
Yeah, but I did see a clip of Carnage in the animated series of Spider-Man as a kid. Like I even watched this one music video of Venom, which had the song "Bring Me to Life" by Evanescence. But yeah, if you ever seen the animated series of Spider-Man, like I, I think it's the Spider-Man the animated series, but yeah, it was a pretty good a cartoon. So I watched a clip or two, but some clips actually. As a kid, though, I had fun playing Spider-Man Web of Shadows. But have you guys ever played that?
No, my brothers played it.
No, I have not.
Wait,
My
wait,
brother.
Ronald. Wait, Ronald. You mean Stefan, right? You're
Yeah,
that guy.
yeah. My brothers played the game.
Oh, I played almost every day, like on my brother's PS3. My brother owned a PS3 one time, but I kept playing his PS3 and played the game. But yeah, it used to be my brother's. As in 2010, I used to play that game many times, and I enjoyed it.
Okay.
Even the dialogues with Wolverine and Spider-Man. Yeah, Spider-Man and Wolverine, they make a great duo. But you could say the same for Blade too, since Blade thought Spider-Man was a vampire.
I still don't see how he thought Spider was a vampire.
Yeah, I mean Blade is supposed to be a vampire slayer, and he's half vampire and half human. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And his connection with the Spider-Verse is through Morbius, because Morbius was created through an experiment involving Spider-Man's blood that had gone wrong.
Yeah.
And
Hey,
so
must seen that
then
Morbius movie?
I haven't, but I know that I know that with what's going on with the Spider-Man movie and Venom crossover that's coming up, it likely would have had some sort of connection between Spider-Man and Blade via Morbius as well. Because apparently they added, in the Morbius movie, they added Easter eggs featuring Spider-Man that Morbius had crossed over into one of the Spider-Verses or crossed over into the MCU, who knows.
Yeah,
But he's technically a Spider-Man character.
The funny thing is, I do like the conversations with Wolverine and Spider-Man, like Spider-Man annoying Wolverine too often and just playing around and fucking around with him. I mean, Wolverine and Spider-Man, yeah, like Wolverine meeting Spider-Man is pretty good. So it's a pretty good line, but pretty good story too, because Spider-Man met one of the X-Men.
Right. But oh yeah, back to my ranting topics. Dang, I don't lost track of him. Yeah. I talked about the Felicia being bi, having a girlfriend thing. What was the other one?
We were talking about Marvel, so I was joining in the conversation. So yeah, we are talking about Marvel still.
I mean, but this is mostly supposed to be a review on Spider-Man.
So what other rants do you have about the game? We talked about MJ's appearance. We talked about Felicia's sexuality being mentioned as if it was somehow important to the story. And what else did you have that you wanted to point out regarding the game?
Dang, now I gotta let me recollect right quick because they had everything sorted out to them. Crap.
So AJ.
Well, I think what was it? King Sprint said that apparently Black Cat is bi in the comics as well. That may be true, or that may be the case now. It wasn't something that was explicitly
Yeah, it wasn't.
stated
Her being
in the
bi was not a thing
original
back in the day.
comics when she was first created, when she was first introduced. That wasn't something that was typically just. It was no. It maybe now, and the way they write stories today, it's a completely different thing from the comics back when the characters of Spider-Man and all his sidekick, everybody was first introduced.
Before everything went woke.
Wokeness. Fucking wokeness.
And
Fucking wokeness.
You good?
Oh well. Oh well. We can't beat wokeness, so we can't even do anything about it.
Yeah, we can.
By
But that
gatekeeping.
that mindset is what is basically admitting that they already won when they haven't.
Exactly.
I've been predicting this, and what's going on with Disney and Marvel, their whole doubling down is what's led to their financial ruin. And they don't like it when people are talking about how they're losing money, that everybody realizes and recognizes that their stock is plummeting. That's why they pushed back Avengers Secret Wars a whole year, and why they're still going forward with Deadpool 3. Because the thing about Deadpool 3 is that some people don't realize is that the 100% of the production staff is not part of the SAG writers strike.
But even if we do like gatekeeping,
No one's.
like
I didn't say anything about gatekeeping. I am one of the
well,
staunchest opponents of gatekeeping because the woke are the gatekeepers. That's what's been going on.
Exactly.
I've been trying to point that out for 2 years since I started streaming. Gatekeeping
okay.
is not the answer to protecting anime. It's going to. That's the problem I have with anime fans. They want to gatekeep. I'm like, this is what. Look what's going on with Disney. Look what's going on with Marvel. This is what the woke are doing. They're bringing it over. It's gatekeeping is not the answer.
Okay. Here's another thing. So what's the opposite of gatekeeping to Marvel then? What did you say again?
The answer, whether it's for anime from Japan getting infected with wokeness, or it's Disney and Marvel trying to push a woke agenda, which really, in truth, if anybody has ever watched South Park, there is the stuff that they show in South Park. It is fictional, but they are pulling ideas straight from fucking reality. What does Randy Marsh do in one of the recent seasons? He goes to China to sell his weed. Guess who gets on the plane with him? A bunch of Disney and Marvel Avengers.
Even if we convince
This
the
woke
wokeness
shit is coming from China. The one answer that will end all of this is to stop paying the money for these movie tickets and video games. The fact that people continue to buy them is what allows them to win, and their bottom line will not fail. Their stock will not go down far enough until we stop paying for their shit. That's why Disney is backpedaling on their Hulu. I'm sorry, not Hulu Plus. Their Disney Plus, while they're strapped for cash because now they got to buy out Comcast's share of Hulu. Like they're going down hard. Their stock in order to defeat Disney, people have to stop spending any more money that goes to anything that Disney produces or distributes, and they keep doing that. They keep doing that, not giving any money until the stock hits zero.
Yeah, but even can I say something real quick? But yeah, even if we do beat the wokies and the wokeness,
even if we do, no, we are beating them. That's why their stock, Disney stock, is plummeting.
And that's why
we are winning this battle.
Yeah, but
they canceled a bunch of movies, even Snow White. Dude, they're doing the Indiana 5 treatment to Snow White.
Don't even mention that shit. I can't stand that.
Yeah, but AJ. But what if some more wokeness appears out of nowhere and we have to do something to stop it? We can do that, right?
What if? There's a lot of what ifs, but that's the wrong mindset to have.
I guess I'm talking shit or talking bullshit, actually.
Well, if you want to be anti-woke, you got to have a certain mindset. You got to stop talking bullshit.
Well, okay, yeah, but I'm not being woke, though. I'm not.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying if you want to be anti-woke, if you want the wokeness to go away and to stop, you got to stop talking bullshit. You got to have the mindset of, yes, it is losing. Disney is failing right now. It's evident. So no what ifs, because if you put yourself
basically,
in a mindset,
you got to be a realist.
A certain way.
Tell it how it is.
It's not about being a realist. It's not about being idealist. It's about being a pragmatist.
Yeah, I understand that. Yeah,
it's not one way or another. There's not two choices. There's always a third, or hell, maybe a fourth way. There's always a third option.
Look, I understand what you're saying. Believe me. Trust me on this one. We can do this. We can beat the wokeness. We're
We
being there.
are.
We are.
Oh, now remember.
What'd you remember? Where are we at?
And one of the side stories, it involved helping a NPC student in the game.
Yes, you're talking about the photo journalist.
Yeah, but
One on the
AJ,
roof?
I don't usually get involved, to be honest, in wokeness.
Similar to that, but this was a different student. This student
Oh.
was trying to do a whole kind of unique way to access somebody to prom.
Wait, were they deaf?
No, this was a dude. I think an Indian dude. I think
Oh.
But yeah,
he was
as I
trying
was
to
saying,
he was trying to get his electric billboards working so he can ask his black boyfriend to prom.
Oh
And
God, yes, I remember hearing that on Twitter. I read about that on Twitter.
And
Oh, yeah.
Miles had to help him, get the electric problem fixed and stuff like that. Get some power going to the like. It was kind of gut wrenching as I was playing it because I was like, "Bruh, I can't believe they got Miles doing this shit." Like
yeah, and also,
I
yeah,
know Miles is a friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, and he's got him doing that. And it's just like, dude. And first of all, dude, you're going to one of the best friend schools. Why don't you think didn't you be smarter to figure out your daggone self?
Yeah, it's like, why is he asking Spider-Man to do that? Spider-Man's supposed to be fighting crime, and it's not. It does no justice to Miles Morales' character because it's like, dude, this is fucking Spider-Man. He's supposed to be out, protecting the neighborhood and fighting crime, not running errands for some guy who wants to.
Not trying to be a part of your love story.
Yeah.
Yeah, but can I say something real quick? But yeah, AJ, to what you said before, I never said you said I was woke, but to be honest, I don't usually get involved in pop culture, either pop culture related news or wokeness, but you just do your own thing. But I just usually stick to what is good. So usually I just stay out of it and just mind my own business like it's no fucking problem. Like, what the fuck? I'm not dealing with this. Usually I just want to enjoy my life.
Whatever you pay for is your business. Remember that. Whatever you're paying for is your business. So you want to buy games that have this kind of content in it? Be my guest.
Yep, but I do understand everything you said, though. You gave me a valuable lesson. You did. You believe me, Ronald? You believe what I said, Ronald?
Yeah, of course. I just don't mention Snow White and Roman because I can't stand the actress.
Right?
Oh shit!
Rachel
I can't
Zegler.
stand that.
Annoy him again.
Don't even name drop.
Is that she who should not be named?
Yes.
See, look at that. They did that.
Voldemort status.
They gave her Voldemort status. But look what they did it again.
Yeah, guys, I don't think Ronald wants to hear any of this because I don't think he's had.
No. I'm gonna tell you why I don't like her. First of all,
okay.
You gotta change the damn story of the story of Snow White. Second of all, you complain about the main guy. You try to tell him you talking about you seen the movie, then lie and say that you lied. She basically lied so much she's seen the movie as a kid.
Yeah, it's messed up how Disney.
You've been a lie, but don't be like if you ain't seen the movie before, then say that. Don't try to say so you can look good in front of everybody.
Yeah, it's so pathetic how Disney took a fucking sarcastic tweet from a real life dwarf. They're like, oh, we're not going to hire any dwarves for the movie. It's like there are so many actors out there of certain height and stature that you are now denying the damn dwarf. It's like, why would you? What is so wrong with having real life people playing? If these wokies are so concerned about, casting people who fit the actual physical and appearance of a certain character, whether it's white, black, or tall or short, it's like, well, why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you? Now, Peter Dinklage, of course, he doesn't want to get typecast and stereotyped like that. That's one of his personal issues when he became an actor. But it's just like when you see a story like that and they're going to adapt it into live action, someone like me, I was thinking something along the lines of The Wizard of Oz.
Yeah.
Because they used to do casting calls, and now everybody, short and tall in that film, did not get the level of treatment that you would consider humane in this day and age. That is true. But they had casting calls, and it would appear that it's like, oh well, they weren't very discriminatory, were they? They had certain characters in a certain setting, and they needed people who fit the physical description, and they sure got a lot of them, didn't they?
Yeah.
I don't think there'd be anything wrong with having that sort of thing in a live action version of Snow White. I think it'd be pretty pleasant to see actors of any caliber, portraying certain characters in a realistic live action retone.
Good thing I bring my Marvel wallet every day. So yep. Good thing I bring that with me all the time. So I mean that should prove that I do like Marvel. So yeah.
Right.
I mean, look, dude, I'm here with you. Just because you have a Marvel this and that or that doesn't mean that just if somebody does not have a Marvel related or DC related product, that doesn't mean that they don't like any other character. That doesn't prove that you're more of a fan in a way.
Right.
It
We don't need
to spend more money.
We don't
right,
need.
But I never said I was a fan.
Fan cards.
Yeah, but I never said I was a fan though.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like,
we don't have to prove our credentials.
But
like,
yeah.
having the product doesn't mean that you are a fan or you aren't a fan. Because like you can still be a fan and not have their own products and stuff like that.
Yeah,
you can be a non-fan and have the products of their own said brand. You see where I'm going with that?
Yeah, I get what you mean by that, but listen, dude, I never said I was a fan. Again, I know what you mean, though. I do know what you mean.
Right.
Trust me.
It just means that you're just a consumer. You probably just thought the wallet was cool, right?
Well, it looked cool, actually, but yeah.
See?
Yeah.
This is something I'm talking about with many other people who are hard dog Marvel fans. They say, "Oh, I got this and stuff. I got this model. I got this statue. I got this. I'm just such a horror fan." Bro, it doesn't really truly prove that you are a hardcore Marvel fan. It really just proves that you're a hardcore Marvel consumer or DC consumer in a sense when you think about it.
I've actually interacted with a lot of fans, both comic books and anime, and knowing a fan isn't necessarily like, oh, hey, I wear this shirt of this character or or from this show. It's not just that, because if they go, a real fan doesn't just wear that. A real fan doesn't have to wear it. They don't, again, like Ronnie's saying, a real fan doesn't have to own or purchase branded merchandise or anything like that. And it doesn't necessarily make you a fan by having something like that. Like, oh, I've got this character's decal on my car. However, you find out who the real fans are when you actually talk with them, and they go into the lore.
Marvel's actually too big to learn, and Marvel's too big to learn because it's
Marvel isn't too big to learn. I will admit to you that your Kaizoku has never read any, if many, Marvel comics. All right?
I read a couple.
And yeah, I have read.
I think I've read some, but not a lot, just some.
I have read up and studied enough of the comic books backstories and lore as if it were fucking Greek mythology. I know it is as easy to learn about as Greek mythology or any mythology. It is a huge. There's a lot of books and comics that were published, but the information is easily condensable.
Yeah, exactly. Like learning Marvel's like me learning about chaotic. Like the one character in my icon is Gareth Beyond, and he's an underworld creature. But what you said about Marvel, that's actually agreeable. So yeah, what you said. What did you say again? Like you met a fan that was what?
That was
again, like Ronnie was saying, a fan necessarily doesn't have to have any merchandise or products of their favorite show or characters. And just because you do doesn't necessarily make you a fan. A fan is someone who, when you talk with them, they can go into the lore and know exactly what you're talking about when you're making certain references about a character or events in that character's life.
Oh, okay, yeah, because Marvel was founded in the '60s, I believe. I think it was the '60s it was founded.
Mhm.
I'm pretty sure because there was old Marvel cartoons back in the decades. So it must have been in the '60s.
The comic book, the company wasn't originally called Marvel. It was around before the '60s.
'50s?
Yeah, comic books have been around a long time. Marvel not
Hell,
only
even
changed its
Spawn.
name, it even
Even
changed its
fucking
type of
Spawn.
storytelling.
Even fucking Spawn. Yeah,
Okay.
like Spawn was an old comic too. Fucking
Well,
Spawn was
by today's age, it is old, yes,
yeah.
but it's not as old as
Yeah.
Marvel.
Wait. Hold on. So Marvel, what was Marvel's original name before that? Then what did you used to be called again? Did you
King
mention
Spritz
that?
says they got Miles playing Cupid felt weird and out of place to me at least. It felt weird and out of place for everybody, bro. Trust me, you were the only one that felt that way.
Yeah, but yeah, Ronald, I got a question for you, Ronald.
Okay.
So
Marvel
wait,
Comics
which came?
originally, since you're asking, all I did was just Google it on Wikipedia. Anybody who's got a phone can. Again, this information is easy to find and it's easy to read up on all the different stories of Marvel, like the X-Men and Spider-Man, and learn their lore. Marvel Comics started in 1939 as timely publications. They're about as
Holy
old as Batman
shit!
and they're about as old as Batman and Superman. They've been around a long time. Because again, as everybody knows, Captain America is from World War II. Everybody knows this. His story originally took place. His original comic books were published during World War II.
Exactly.
That's why there's references and scenes of him punching Hitler, because it was literal propaganda back during the Second World War.
Damn. So I guess Captain America actually kicked Hitler's ass in the comics.
Right. Well, I mean,
that's why they did the whole storyline in Captain America's movie.
And even Captain America wasn't the only one doing it. Looney Tunes and Disney did it. Yep. In Looney Tunes, we had Daffy Duck smacking Hitler upside the head with a mallet. Daffy Commando.
There was even a cartoon of Hitler back then. There was even a cartoon I watched on YouTube. Yeah, but yeah, Ronald, as I was saying to your question, in your experience, Ronald, which do you think came first, Marvel or DC? What about
DC.
you, Ronald? Oh,
DC.
Okay, then.
Remember,
okay, that answers
Superman
my question.
was the first comic book superhero or mainstream comic book superhero, even though there were comic strip heroes that came before Superman, but none of them had superpowers.
Yeah, but Ronald, I just wanted to ask a question because I was just curious, and plus it was going to be a lucky question, but maybe not a lucky question, but a silly question, or just probably, or any. Well, what question I was going to say? Wait. Okay, so it was going to be like some question that I could understand.
Hold on. Somebody's trying to get in. Who is this? BC.
Well, just so you know, Superman is not originally DC.
Yeah, because if I remember, DC is just an amalgamation of different comics put into one brand.
Well, what it was is that it was Detective Comics and Action Comics, and they were the first two competing. They were the lead. Before it was DC versus Marvel, it was DC versus Action, or DC versus AC. Detective Comics bought out Action Comics, and they shortened their name to DC Comics. So DC Comics literally stands for Detective Comics Comics.
But yeah, Ronald. If this was unrelated to your stream, right? This isn't the topic we were supposed to be talking about, right? It was about your review, right? But yeah, I just wanted to bring up unrelated topics, but yeah, bring up one thing I do like about DC. So the character I like in DC would have to be like Lobo, but I do like Lobo as a okay.
I thought you were talking about the game or anything Marvel related. But
No. But I was gonna say DC, but I was saying like Lobo would have to be my favorite DC anti-hero, or yeah, he's an anti-hero, I think. Because I'm pretty sure he and Superman had a feud with each other. So yeah.
that's cool and all, but that really does not relate to the topics. But okay,
And I said I'm sorry,
cool.
Ronald. Yeah,
It's okay.
I figured.
It's okay.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
okay.
let's talk about the review, okay? Let's talk about your review, shall we? Go on.
But hello, BC. How's it going, dude?
It's
You
good.
there? Cool.
Yeah, I'm here.
But as I was saying, what did I stop at though? Oh yeah, about the LGBT love couple trying to ask Spider-Man, and then had it on an app to ask Spider-Man to help with their love situation. That's what I mean.
right.
That was a kind of a cringe mission. Like you know how Spider-Man and both the Spider-Mans have an app that for the townspeople to use the contact when they need help, right?
Yes.
That's how you come across the mission in most cases, or you just click on it on the map. And I'm thinking like,
what was the mission? What was the point of the mission?
basically to help him woo and X out his boyfriend to a school dance.
Yeah, but let's be honest.
What the hell does what does Spider-Man need to? How is that? Yeah, again. Like
so
I
you basically
earlier,
wasting his time when he could be doing some crime fighting and shit, like helping people with actual need,
like saving up somebody's life from getting run over, or pulling a granny out of a friggin' fire, a burning building. Like what the? There is now. This is a game, not real life. Not real. It's not real life. So there is intentional purpose behind developing and programming a video game with that specific kind of storyline or side quest.
Yeah, but yeah, hey, Ronald. I got to be honest with you, Ronald. I don't really know anything about what you mentioned, or even the movies. But I wanted to come here just to make a return. But I'm glad to be here though. But so I'm sorry if you felt disappointed because I don't really know anything much about it, or don't know much in general. But I'm sorry for disappointing you there. But
it's okay, dude. It's okay.
I just wanted to come in to make a return and plus have some fun in the stream.
Yeah, it's good. But I guess because I'm trying to be more on topic with things instead of getting off topic and stuff. Because I'm trying to separate my streams, like the ones where it's just hanging chill. That's where we can just talk about any kind of thing. But when it comes to specific ones like this, it's kind of on top. Got to stay on topic. If this was a different type of stream, then yeah, it'd be cool you going on topic and stuff, and we can just talk about any kind of stuff.
Well, yeah, I just want sometimes we can go off topic sometimes, right? So on some streams that are related, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, yeah.
This one, when I do the review.
But yeah, AJ, yeah, I'm sorry about making you repeat yourself. So yeah, sorry about making you repeat yourself, AJ.
That's cool.
AJ?
You said it's cool.
Wait, oh, okay. I didn't hear him. Maybe I was talking too loud, or maybe my voice. Maybe I'm talking over him. Sorry, but go on, Ronald. Just go on with what you're saying.
Yep. But when it comes to review type streams, I prefer to specifically stay on topic because like when it can't be a review rant if you're just going off reviewing something, talking about something else instead of the topic at hand. Because like that kind of goes against the topic itself.
But yeah,
so that this thing was kind of a specific one for a specific reason. So sorry, it kind of came out like this way, dude.
Yeah, but yeah, I promise but yeah, Ronald, I promise I'll come to your streams more often if I could. But if I have time, or maybe if you're streaming again, I'll come in another time too.
Cool.
Don't worry, I'll still join in your streams. I'll still come. I know I'm still welcome in your streams though, right?
Yeah, still welcome.
Yeah, thanks, man. You're the best.
Yeah. I let my brother know that too.
No problem. You're the best, man. You're the bestest friend, bro.
And I bet BC's just looking lost and sounding lost right now, aren't you? Are you still there, dude?
What happened to him?
I'm there. I'm just letting y'all go on.
You want to say something though? You want to talk about something?
You ever played the Marvel Spider-Man 2 game?
Nope.
Oh.
Yeah, I think we should let this guy talk because I don't think he's talked much in a while. So I'm gonna let him talk for a while.
No, y'all can talk. I'm good.
Oh.
Okay,
Cool.
all right. If you just want to listen, that's fine. But okay.
Yeah. But back to what you were saying, AJ.
I wasn't the one talking. You were talking.
Oh. Hey, I'm just tracking everything. God damn it. Confusing me.
You staying hydrated?
Oh.
You got enough water?
Yeah.
Okay.
Confusions.
But I was saying, oh yeah, the mission. Don't be wasting time and putting some stuff as stupid as like trying to woo your damn boyfriend when Miles could be doing something better, like saving a damn dog or something. I'd rather save a dog than you help you woo your damn boyfriend over something stupid.
Yes, and it was intentional. They created that subplot intentionally. There's reason for that. And then so the reason they did it leads to the question, well, what's the reason? Why did the developers feel that side quest was so necessary that it had to be included in a game that's going to be played by children and adults alike? It's going to be played by hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people. They want as many people
so they can normalize homosexuality.
Right. So they
and
do have an intent.
Children.
They do have an intent and a reason to make money. They're getting paid for this because that game's what, $50-$60?
Yeah. Well, with the DLC included, it'd be like 100 something.
Yeah. Well, they do the same trick on Steam too. So it's like so people got to ask, what's the reason? Who's paying you for it? And where is the money going? Follow the money, and that's how you'll find out who is influencing and deciding what content gets put into these games that half of the entire American country is playing and talking about it. If they weren't talking about it, it wouldn't be showing up on Twitter feeds. It wouldn't be showing up on Reddit. It shouldn't be showing up on YouTube. Base version. King Sprint said the base version of Spider-Man 2 is $70.
Yeah, $69.99. But with the DLCs and shit like that, which I had gotten, came with my own. Well, I got mine through the bundle, the PS5 bundle. So I paid like close to $600 or $700.
Right.
No, well, I got mine easier at about $400 or $500. Due to a membership, and it was the last one. Yeah, boy. Yeah.
And was there any other content or side missions that had you feeling the same way about, like, with that mission about the character needing Spider-Man's help to ask out his boyfriend, or how Felicia makes the comment about, oh, the whole reason I stole this was because of some issue with my girlfriend.
What's this? Let me try to reminisce. Going to go back to my brain here.
Guess we'll give it some time to think.
Near the end, when Harry's supposedly about to die, and they were having their emotional moment there after I beat him as Venom, he told Peter, "I love you, man. Love you." I said, like, listen, I always knew that Harry and Peter were close bros and loved each other like brothers, but it's just the way you did it. Like,
it didn't come off as a bro friendship. I love you, man. It came more of as I love you, as in, I don't think of you as just a friend. Is that what you're saying?
Like, I don't know how to read it because it was just the way the emotion was displayed, and then it was a game. I hope I'm not reading too deep into it, or I'm just being over the top paranoid. It just seemed it like I understand you because this type of stuff happened before, where when Post Bro said, "I love you, bro."
Well, yeah, I've
type
got my
shit.
bros. I love my
Yeah.
bros. I've told my bro from the military. He's over and halfway across the world. It's like, yeah, man. I hope you're doing well. I love you. I care about you. But then you got, like we're talking Harry and Peter.
Yeah, but
That's what makes me wonder. It's like, how did they? Because I didn't catch that string where you got to that part.
Yeah, I just didn't get that feeling as that what he meant. I don't know. I don't know if it was admitting some healing feelings for him or it was just. I could be like I said. I could be reading too deep into it.
I guess I'm going to have to go. If you got that stream, so I guess I'm going to have to find that and see what the clip looks like. Just to
yeah, the clips on there. Plus, it's not that long. It's not that long.
Right. Well,
how long? Too much. You don't read too deep into things, and you don't. So that's why it just gets people off guard.
Well, that's why you got to read deep into things. They design the characters in these video games. They design their facial expressions, and they have the actors read the lines from the script in a certain and specific way. It's deliberate. There's a reason for that.
Sounds a bit extreme, but yeah.
No, that's not extreme. That's just normal. When it comes to storytelling, when it comes to making a movie, when it comes to writing a book, human expression, human facial expressions, and tone of voice, and how you come across and present something, it does
That's acting. That's acting.
Well, yeah, that's the core of acting. Yeah, so when you have a video game, so I'd have to see how Harry Osborn was coming across, and what his facial expressions would be to get the gist of what the intent or of the interpretation of that line would be. To know, what is it that Ronnie D? How was it Ronnie D was supposed to take it? How would any player be expected to take a scene like that? Based on the other scenes we were talking about, the stuff that these developers put in the game, what was the intent? Like, were they intending that scene of Harry telling Peter, "I love you," meant to come across?
Yeah, and plus it has to sound real too.
Harry was
dying. It also has to sound real.
Because Harry was dying technically, so that's what I say. I could be reading too deep into it, where it just didn't. You just didn't get that that feeling like that. I love you, bro. I'll see you on the side type of feeling.
But yeah, AJ,
that's not reading too deep in it. I've seen that feeling before. It's not going too deep because obviously, if you got to dig deep into that conclusion, you didn't dig deep enough. It's whether you should take it one way or the other. Not in terms of you went too deep. So don't think that you didn't go too deep. You did.
Yeah, AJ. But yeah, as to what you're saying, as to respond to that, it also has to sound real and look real too.
Again, it's how I didn't see that part of this live stream because I did watch, like when I saw the beginning, like one of your first stream, Ronnie, where they introduced Mary Jane, and they show Harry come out, and they're like, "Oh, they're hugging Harry because they were surprised and happy to see him again." And like they're glad that he's doing well because you're talking about how he had his mother's disease, right? So
what's up, X Gamers Asylum? Sorry about that.
Oh, X Gamers. So I saw the way they designed MJ, and I'm watching the character's facial expressions. You can see the acting coming across, especially with the voices. So I didn't see, I could see the way the characters were trying to, how they're expressing their emotions in that scene. It's easy to, So I had to see that with the scene that Ronnie's talking about Harry. Apparently he's dying. So he tells Peter, it's like, okay, well, I have no idea what it looks like. And that's the only way to figure out the interpretation, especially.
But I also want to say this though. The Venom in the game, boy, let me tell you, one of the best Venoms ever did. And the whole Venom movie references was pretty cool in the game too. Especially the whole Venom eating Craven's head off. Like that's how he killed Craven. Like after he beat Craven's ass, he ate that man's head off. whole
Now,
head
was
off.
this the symbiote detached from Peter at this point?
No, when he was attached to Harry, when he became full Venom.
Oh,
We are Venom.
oh wow.
We are Venom.
Like, and before that, the whole scene where Harry fused with Venom symbiote after Peter was trying to bring it back, right? Soon as Harry fused with that symbiote, bruh, him and Venom was a wrecking machine. He was more badass. He was so badass. He was more badass than the movie version in a way, almost so.
Yeah.
'Cause he smacked the shit out of Peter. Like he put Peter to sleep.
Yeah, but
Then
yeah, Ronald.
he just started bullying the whole security guards, just wrecking through the whole Oscorp building and everything. Just bulldozed like he was the Incredible Hulk. I swear to God, you would think like, dang, they might as well put the Incredible Hulk if they're gonna do this thing. But hey, I like this.
Yeah,
And then
and also
some of his special, and then some of his move specials involve him biting the dudes and biting them out and breaking their backs like he was Bane and stuff like that. Like using his jaw and just throwing them around and stuff like that. Like he was just tossing their ass.
yeah, but yeah, and Ronald. Let's not forget this iconic quote. There is no Eddie Brock, only Venom.
Oh, okay.
We all remember this
Cool.
quote before in the OG Spider-Man.
Yeah, that's cool.
Very cool. Very.
Yeah.
And yeah, AJ. Also, yeah, AJ. One more thing. When you're making movies, it also has to have realistic blood and realistic intestines and body parts and other gory shits. But yeah, back to what you're saying, Ronald. Wait. Wait. Ronald, before I give it to you, but AJ, you want to respond to what I said first?
No, I'm okay.
Okay, Ronald, go ahead. Go on ahead. Go on.
All right, and cool. I'm glad you're chilling, X Games time. And yeah, Case Prince says that I had fun playing as Venom. I did too, man. Bruh, I like to use the way he was using his jaw, tearing through those security guards, tossing them across the whole place. You even Venom stretching his arm and tossing some all air of them, just throwing them and using them as rag dolls and stuff like that, bro. I never enjoyed playing Venom like as much as I did during those scenes where he was just wrecking through the building, bro. Like it was like watching Hulk and Juggernaut just charge through a whole building and just breaking shit.
Yeah. Also, and imagine when it comes to Marvel movies, there has to be like some rock and metal playing in the background. Like as the fights rage on, there's got to be like some metal music playing. That'd be awesome.
Right.
Or rock music, hardcore rock music.
Right. But that's what I was talking about. And then you even get bro, like the way he was breaking their spine, like he was Bane. Like he literally was lifting them up and just giving them the Bane bit.
Fuck, man.
It's like that really was one of the best parts of the game where you play as Venom. Especially when you fight Kraven.
Yeah, by the way, what rating is the game? Is it that's M rated or A, right? Is it rated A or M?
Think A or M. I don't pay attention to the rating because I'm pretty much an adult, dude.
Yeah, let's just say it's A rated. It's rated M for mature. Yeah, let's just say that.
Right.
Or maybe we can call it A, but actually, I'll just call it M.
Gotcha. But in his final battle with Kraven, I could say this, bro. Kraven did kind of earn my respect in that battle, because Kraven was a real G. Even though I was whooping his ass, he still said, "Man, I'm not going out. Don't way I'm going out, and I'm going out fighting and dying." Like he literally was standing 10 toes fighting a beast who he really could not beat. Like it was like as if it was the last hunt, which it kind of did turn to be his last hunt. Because, as I said, Venom bit and ate that man's whole head off. And speaking of this, let me tell you something. Remember we used to have that last stream about bad fathers, Anime AJ?
Mm-hmm.
Let me tell you, bro. I feel like if Kraven was a Dragon Ball kid, he'd probably be a worse father than Pericus. Because this man literally, huh?
Worser?
Yeah.
Are you trying to say Worcestershire sauce or something? Because Worcester is not a word.
Or an even more terrible father than Pericus.
More worse father than Paragus?
However you want to iterate it, goddammit.
Still,
Oh my God.
Worser. I'm like, Worcestershire sauce?
Wait. Was that the news guy? Wait. What was his name? It was the guy who worked the Daily Bugle. I think what was his name again? I forgot. Ugh, damn it.
J. Jonah Jameson?
Jameson?
Yeah, Jameson. Yeah, that guy who says
Yo, Jameson's a real bitch. You just can't. I can't stand you. Yo, I'm gonna tell you like this. They must have based Jameson's ideologies on red pill shit, because Wayne Jameson made Jameson like an old timer baby boomer type dude. Cause like he was, all knew Jameson was wild. We all knew Jameson's a wild, opinionated dude who stands on what he stands on. But let's keep it this. The way they made J. Jonah Jameson in the games, in these games, bro, Jameson be wild, bro. Like, if he was a real kid person, this man would have been canceled several times over. But I would still listen because I just find him I enjoy listening. Even though he's still biased like against Spider-Man, like he always supposed to be, of course.
Oh yeah,
at least made him very funny.
Yeah. Also, this may be off topic for one moment, but yeah, I just want to make this off topic just this one time. But who else remembers like anybody else? How many episodes of the Spectacular Spider-Man and Ultimate Spider-Man episodes have you watched? Any thoughts, guys?
Pretty much all of them.
Yeah,
I watched the Fox cartoon back in the day when X-Men was also cartoon.
Oh yeah, Wolverine and the X-Men and X-Men Evolution. Those shows I remembered.
No, I'm not. I don't mean X-Men Evolution. I'm talking before that, way before that.
Oh, yeah. I do remember Static Shock though. It was like back in the 2000s. Like 2000.
Static Shock was pretty good, but I think that's DC related.
That is DC.
Yeah, I know. I'm just pointing out some things, but yeah, I haven't really watched Ultimate Spider-Man that much, but I have. I think I've mostly watched Spectacular Spider-Man because my brother's watching.
Wasn't that the MTV? Wasn't that the one that aired on MTV?
Wait, really? Oh yeah, that was aired on TV. Like
that was CGI, wasn't it?
It was on Teletoon as well. Like the Spectacular Spider-Man was also on Teletoon and Action Force.
It was not CGI. You're thinking about the one that was based around the Sam Raimi Spider-Man movies.
No, I'm
not.
But
yeah, I haven't watched really. I saw my brother watching Ultimate Spider-Man, but I saw my brother watching Ultimate Spider-Man, but I never watched it. But I just watched him watching it.
But can I finish on what I was saying though? I'm
sorry
not trying
about
to
that. I'm sorry about that. I'm sorry. You can finish. Please forgive me.
It's okay. It's okay. But
go on.
Oh yeah. J. Jonah Jameson.
Mm-hmm.
They kept J. Jonah. The only one thing that was also accurate with J. Jonah Jameson said they made him even more right wing radical. More so
like
than
how they did with the movie.
Yeah. And obviously that was on purpose. They tried to make him seem like he's this racist, old school baby boomer type dude.
Well, that's more of the woke agenda. It really is.
Yeah. And see, they made this opposite, who's kind of this opposite him, their own Danica, this podcast chick, who basically represents the newer generation. This, I guess you could say the woke generation. Like, she's kind of this competing podcast that competes with J. Jonah Jameson, and kind of had a debate with J. Jonah Jameson in the previous game, Spider-Man Miles Morales game. Because that's where she came out. And I'm thinking like, well, hold up. If we already got J. Jonah Jameson, what's the point of this girl? I mean, she's a cool chick and all, but is this because she's meant to be more up to date, to represent this current generation, where Jameson represents the more old school generation?
Like yes, they are doing it is intentional propaganda to have one representing the younger generation versus another representing the older generation, one who's apparently right wing being opposed by someone who's apparently left wing,
Left wing.
one who's supposedly promoting woke agenda or represents the generation that embraces the woke agenda versus someone who's a boomer that is embracing traditional conservative values and doesn't approve of this or that one way or another. Yeah, that that is all intentional. They put that character running that competing podcast, and they wrote J. Jonah Jameson the way he did with an intentional purpose behind it. It's not by accident. It's to say it's just a coincidence. Well, when people don't understand is that when you say it's just a coincidence or it's
No, it ain't no coincidence. They try to do a whole liberal versus Republican type thing
coincidence
between them two.
means to coincide. It's not accidental when things created or developed by human gamers and code programmers. It happens for a reason. They did that for a reason. They created those characters. They wrote J. Jonah Jameson and created that female podcast character. They did it all on purpose. It was not an accident. It coincides for a reason. Now, the reason for that, if they're the people who behind the game, who directed it, wrote the script, and all that, they're not going to admit the real truth behind it. Why they're doing, why they're presenting such, why they present opposing sides that seem to have to battle each other or compete with each other on whose ideas or news content is more accurate, then yes, it's all left up to interpretation. And when you understand that it's done with an intent behind it, it's easier to figure out the interpretation behind it. So yeah, because I believe I did. I think it was for the previous month. I think I know what. Yeah, I know what female character you're talking to. Because I was. She had one mission. You were in a park while you're talking to her, and she's telling you that she's trying to. She was doing some greater cause or whatnot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But another thing I was going to talk about the whole dad thing with Craven is that he was a shitty dad. He was a shitty dad and husband. Like, this man literally had his family pit his own family against each other for some fortune. I think because he was a rich man who loved to hunt, and this man literally had his wife pitting against her own children, and the children pitting against each other. Literally, like in Mortal Kombat style, like the last one standing gets it all.
Right. He's basically, having his family go through his philosophy. As a hunter, Craven, he definitely has an appreciation for the whole survival of the fittest mentality.
Yeah. And basically, from one end on the end, when the wife tried to ask him about the children and her concerns about the children may come for her, he just told her, and this is a cold motherfucker part. I thought his response to her was, "Well, then you strike first and strike fast." I said, "Well, God damn, bro. I understand you with the hunting shit, you with the hunting, but damn,
she's the one who married him, bro.
That's true though, and that's why I want to.
So maybe we shouldn't be looking at him like such a bad guy if she's the one who agreed to, live, for them to share their life, together and all the accoutrements that come with that whole kind of thing.
Yeah. But the reason why I thought that way is because, like, when you look at the original '90s one, you know, when she existed and he was Craven's wife, I think supposedly, yeah. Like, he wasn't like that towards her. He was more of a concerned, loving husband in a sense. He still enjoyed the hunt. That's why he caught me off guard when he was saying it like that. Like, yeah, they made this Craven more red, the real red pill. Like, he a cold mofo, but a badass pill at the same time.
Mofo. Yeah, and
I
Ronald,
think,
look
I
at the
wasn't
comments
expecting
real
that.
quick. Oh,
Huh?
sorry about that. But sorry, Ronald. I just wanted you to. I was going to tell you that I just wrote a quote made by J.J. Jameson in the comments.
Yeah.
Just wrote a quote you want to see. It must have been a reference to something. I don't know, but I know he usually just yells at Peter. So yeah. I think it must be a reference.
That's not really a reference. That's just what Jameson says to Peter every time he comes with photos or something like that, or if he wants to take his anger out on Peter.
Oh yeah, why does he always take his anger out on Peter though?
He takes his anger out on everybody. To be fair, that's Jameson.
Oh yeah, but he's like, okay. I don't know why, but like every time I think of him yelling in a cartoon like that, but I'm not sure why, but it sounds like some sort of like male Karen or something. But maybe he's not a Karen, but just a stereotypical yelling manager or something.
No. And if you want to know the funny thing is that J. Jonah Jameson is based off Stanley. Stanley based J. Jonah Jameson off himself.
Ooh.
Yeah.
But yeah, I didn't even know that was just what he usually says in that comment I just put in. So maybe I just don't watch too much Spider-Man, or I just hear of some things. But yeah, I'm not really that special, but that's fine.
Right. But don't say that about yourself. But
okay, sorry. Go on ahead though. What are you saying? All right.
Like in the end, Craven's daughter wiped the whole family out. And the reason why I was so surprised that Craven said it to his wife, because like I was thinking that this Craven was more like the Craven in the animated cartoon, the '90s one. Because I like that's kind of my favorite Craven. But this one was different, like kind of the opposite. Like, he was just straight up cold and about the hunt and nothing else, and dedicated to what he's on, what he liked, which ain't bad. And it did help to make him a interesting opponent and villain, and help drive the story in a very good, awesome way.
Well, the whole reason he's completely different like that is because that's what, when it comes to this woke reimagining or reinterpretation of Spider-Man and other characters in the Marvel universe and such, is that it's postmodernist deconstruction, and they deconstruct these characters on purpose that way. As you pointed out, Craven was, in a previous interpretation, a more loving and family-oriented type of man who still enjoyed his passion for the hunt. But in this version, he is not as kind and caring or respectful to his wife. So the marriage is completely deconstructed from what it's compared to in another, in the original version, or prior version, and that's done on purpose. There's just another example. It's like first they take Peter Parker down a peg by making his one love interest look kind of butch and make the other love interest out of his league. And now they're taking another masculine character, an opponent of Spider-Man, and how they emasculate him is by undermining his marriage life.
I wouldn't say it emasculated him. It just made him completely seem like all men are indifferent monsters.
Right. How does it make him a better character versus the other? When you take away the quality that made that character good in a certain way. Sure, I'm not saying he's a good guy. Like
Yeah,
as in
it just
Spider-Man
made him
versus the
more
Venom.
ruthless, like the more of a, like a stereotypical villain ruthless. But
Right. But he wasn't necessarily a villain per se
yeah,
prior
he was
either.
more of a hunter.
Just because he's an opponent of Spider-Man didn't make him necessarily a villain. Because he wasn't after Spider-Man like all like even all the other quote unquote villains we know of. Like Kingpin could be considered a villain because he's a criminal, right?
Right.
Then there's Green Goblin can be considered a villain. Let's use him as the archetypal Spider-Man villain. Right?
Yeah.
Craven was
we
not like that. Craven was not a villain per se. He was just somebody who enjoyed the hunt, and Spider-Man being Spider-Man, doing what he was doing when his character first started out. Well, he was. It's kind of like that story about man being,
and then there's Venom, who's not really a villain, but he's more of an anti-hero because he also had a family to protect too.
Not at first.
No, yeah, not at first.
His character has gone through an evolution,
But
like
yeah,
Peter Parker's has.
But yeah, guys. But Spider-Man did try to save Venom from the symbiotes. I mean, Eddie Brock from the symbiote, not. I mean, Eddie Brock in general. But yeah.
Right, because the symbiote, until it came to the point where Eddie Brock and the symbiote finally harmonized, it was at first a detrimental attachment to him. It wasn't because Spider-Man had to break free of it. It wasn't considered a good thing.
Yeah, but yeah, Ronald, what do you think? Like, wait, didn't Spider-Man usually? Spider-Man did try to save Eddie from the symbiote taking control over him. So like taking control of his personality, like in the movies, like even Eddie said he loves being bad, then that's what makes him happy. But okay, maybe I spoiled the movie. Fuck, but yeah, but he did try to save Eddie from the symbiote.
The movie when.
Well, anyway. Well, yeah, but he did try to save Eddie from the symbiote taking control over him.
I mean, that's in every medium, but yeah, that's in all medias where that trope has been played out. How Eddie Brock is the original main Venom symbiote who Peter goes up against. Not really Harry, but they kind of changed that over time and just eliminated Brock.
But Venom is an anti-hero though, isn't he? But in some cases, he's an anti-hero.
Not
right?
originally.
No,
not originally.
And I wouldn't necessarily call him an anti-hero because
yeah,
he started out bad, and then he became he started out as a villain per se, and then became an anti-villain.
Okay, but I said anti-hero, but not okay, but that's the same thing. But
no, they're not. Anti-heroes and anti-villains
are
not the same. They are quite opposite, just like a hero and a villain are opposites. It's that.
Fuck. It's go on. Well, what are you saying? Sorry, go on.
Are you okay?
I just don't know what I'm even saying, but I thought I knew what I was saying was right, but just go on ahead. What we're saying.
Oh, Kingsman says.
Then he transitioned over into, in some cases, because they featured some of these stories from the comics and the video games on like Super Nintendo. Venom teams up with Spider-Man.
Oh yeah, they team up together. Yeah. I do remember those times. Yeah. But yeah,
there were times where Venom and Spider-Man started off as enemies, and then gradually it became where they're not enemies.
Yeah, but I'm sorry, guys.
I was just frustrated because I didn't
know.
Speaking of the movies, that's probably what they're going to do with the upcoming Andrew Garfield Venom crossover. Is that they're going to, because they've already had him basically as a he's not really a hero per se, but he's not a bad guy either. So they're going to probably show more of Venom becoming, Team Spider.
Yeah, but again, listen. I'm sorry. I was just frustrated because I didn't even know that actually happened. But I didn't even know they weren't really the same thing, but they were different. But I was just frustrated. Just so no hard feelings. I just don't know much. But maybe I can try to learn. But if I get into Marvel one day, it's gonna be tough.
It's okay.
Okay, but I was saying, Kingsman X, how did you feel about Craven killing Scorpion, Electro, Shocker, and Vulture? Yo, I thought it was kind of fucked up, but it made sense because he is a hunter. But I thought, like, God damn, man. So we're never going to get another Sinister Six type thing again.
Wait,
That's I
wait,
guess
wait,
they're going to do that as a one off.
but wait,
Because
what about Rhino though? What about Rhino? What happens to Rhino?
Rhino apparently is still around. He didn't kill Rhino.
Oh, not
Yeah. He
even
killed
okay.
Scorpion. Like you saw, I saw where he killed Scorpion, and the
Okay,
rest of them were killed off screen.
okay,
Electro,
and
Shocker, and Vulture killed off screen.
okay, not even Doctor Octopus, right?
No, Doc Ock is still alive. He's still in locked up.
Oh, okay. So
Because
so they
like in
killed
the
four villains. So
because
they
also
killed
near
four
the
villains then. Uh,
because also near the end, and we're in the end part, in the end credits, Osborn went to the prison where I think the raft where Ock is locked up and try to ask him about both the Spider-Man's identities, which Doc Ock does know, but being Doc Ock and being petty, hating Osborn, he subtly said "fuck you," figure it out yourself.
yeah. By the way, I got a question, guys. So wait, guys. If you don't mind me asking, or I can either Google it or just ask you guys. But what's Rhino's real name? Do you guys know Rhino's real name in the comments?
Alexa, Alex,
Alex
it's a Russian
Alexa.
name. It's a Russian name.
Wait, that's the Rhino's real name?
Alex O'Hearn or something.
Oh, what about you, AJ? You know it?
It's in a Russian name.
Oh, because I wonder what Rhino's backstory used to be like.
It changes up in different media. So yeah, I stopped trying to correlate it. Oh, another thing on the
His name
Sandman.
is Alexei Sitsevich.
Yeah, that's it.
Alexei Setsovich?
Yeah,
Alexei.
Oh, wait, that sounds like a girl's name. Alexei,
that's
No,
a Russian.
I don't know.
It's Russian.
It's
Alexei.
Russian.
Oh, it's
Like I
Russian.
said, Russian.
I know, but like I know it's Russian. Well, look, I know it's Russian, but it almost sounds like a girl's name at the same time. But if it's Russian, I know that. But still, I don't mean to judge though. I don't mean to judge. I'm sorry. I'm judging too much.
Yeah, but
Sorry
also
about that, guys.
Sandman is basically Hispanic. They made Flint Marco Hispanic, but they still kept the whole he has a daughter type thing dynamic.
Yeah.
And I think, okay, so they instead of making him a white or Italian guy, they made him Hispanic, but still kept his pretty much everything else the same. Him having a daughter, him being a criminal trying to support his daughter, him being a reformed criminal after going so many battles with Spider-Man, and apparently, Craven's hunters was trying to hunt him as well. But unlike the rest, Sandman managed to get away, and hence why when in the beginning of the game, I was fighting Sandman because Sandman was rampaging, and the reason why he was rampaging because he was trying to get away from Craven and his own gang, and they were stalking him and his daughter. So after we took him down and we all gathered up all his scattered memories, we came to find out that he was being hunted by Craven and his goons, and he was very much worried about his daughter and thought his daughter was in danger. So after we got all his memories back and got in contact with him and looked at her and checked on his daughter, she was all good, so nothing happened to her, and left a statue for him of him and his daughter, which was formed from all his memories. After that, I liked how the had that stuff because it was very wholesome. It showed how Peter and Miles were helping a father, or helping a father who was concerned for his daughter. But because he was locked up, could do as I said, we took him down as he did a rampage, as in the story. And also, they went out their way to try to gather up Marco's memories and help him heal his brain, fix and heal his brain, because all of that did quite a shocker to his mind, which caused his memories to scatter all over town. After we gathered all his memory fragments and stuff like that, they went to go check up on the daughter, and after confirming that the daughter's okay, the man was put at ease, and they left the statue, which came from all those memory fragments, as a present from the father to the daughter. And I felt that it was a very wholesome moment because it showed you don't see that no more like that in most media. Even in games nowadays, a father's love for his daughter. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Especially when everything is built to demonize a man or paint men as bad fathers, even like how Kramer is painted as a bad father and husband.
Yeah. So then, how come they aren't showing that with, again, we're talking about a father and his daughter. What about a father and his son?
Well,
Interesting. It's interesting
with
that they don't include,
The thing about Craven is that he has, I think, 2 sons and a daughter. The
Yeah.
son was entitled rich prick, who felt that he was entitled to his father's empire and was ready to take out everything. But in the end, the daughter wiped out the whole family. The daughter was proved the strongest. They wiped out the whole family, the sons and her mama. And in her last conversation to her father, she said, "Father, I did it. I wiped out both, so I won." But if you listen to as I listen to the background, and apparently Craven had a trick up his sleeve and was planning on wiping out his own family. Like, she got shot, which means that he put a hit on his daughter and killed his own daughter, which shows that, yeah, you wiped out your mama, brother, and sisters, but the hunt ain't over because now it was your turn. And well, he killed his daughter. And I feel like that was just I feel like the fact they use this as a way to show how straight families are trying to portray straight families as being destructive and dysfunctional.
Well, it's not. It's not necessarily. It doesn't have anything to do with their sexuality. As I mentioned
No, I
earlier,
said no.
well, as I
How they're
mentioned
trying to portray
earlier,
a straight family as
right?
dysfunctional and destructive.
And I'm explaining that it has nothing to do with Craven's family's sexuality. It has nothing to do with them being a quote unquote straight family. It's again, because they've deconstructed Craven and his family, and that in the originals, like you were pointing out from the 90s, where he was a more loving husband, but he still had his passion for the hunt. Where in this, he's more ruthless. He's all about the hunt. He doesn't care about the lives of his family. It's a deconstruction of his character. And what they're doing is they're intentionally deconstructing the marriage aspect of his character, his marriage life, his family.
Right.
They literally deconstructed Craven, and they literally destroy his family. There is an intent. There is a message behind that.
All right, thanks, Chief. Thanks, Chief.
All right, Chief. Thanks, buddy. George, being here. Also, before I end the stream, I just want to say one more thing.
Well, good, because my phone's about to die. So yeah, it's 1%
Yeah,
now.
my
So
too.
thanks.
So yeah, that's what I heard in this near the ending part with it when the symbiote invasion, where the symbiotes basically took over and Venom made a whole symbiote army and nests and stuff like that.
Yeah.
He still has some lingering symbiont DNA in Peter because they were bonded because he was bonded so long to him.
Well, yeah,
But
basically it's the same thing that Carnage was able to do.
But yeah, I gotta go, guys. My phone's about to die, so it's at 1%. So bye, guys. All right, guys.
All right. Enjoy the
It's nice
company,
talking to
buddy.
you guys. And thanks for having me on stream, Ronald.
No problem. See ya.
Bye.
See ya. King Sprint said, "Yeah, it's like I was thinking that too." Gave me Web of Shadow because it had the whole town was surrounded was infected with symbiotes, and everybody was turning symbiotes, which is kind of a Web of Shadows reference.
Mm-hmm.
How when you start the Web of Shadows game, everybody is fighting on symbiotes, and everybody's being taken over by symbiotes. But anyway, Peter was consumed by the invading symbiotes. And Miles and Martin Lee had to go in his mind to save him and purify all the leftover venom cells inside his body. But so as they entered his mind and tried to heal him, they ended up, instead of getting rid of it, they converted those cells into anti-venom cells. You know about the anti-venom? I don't know if you read about it or not.
No, it does not sound
Originally,
familiar.
originally the anti-venom is what Brock is on. Brock becomes when he goes to Martin Lee's soup kitchen and he gets touched and infected with Martin Lee's power, and it converts
Yes.
all his venom cells into anti-venom cells, making him the kind of the complete opposite of a venom.
Right.
That's what
Okay.
happened to Peter. That's what happened to Peter. So Peter became anti-venom, gained anti-venom powers, which is similar to his venom powers, but opposite. Kind of like an anti,
Right. Anti-venom.
like kind of like an antibiotic.
Hmm. I know what anti means. That's you were just talking anti-villains and anti-heroes, so I get you. I get you.
Yeah. So he came like an antibiotic to venom.
Mm-hmm.
And let me tell you, bro, it was super badass. Like if you thought Spider-Man was OP in Venom form or big or with his gadgets, it was like a whole new power for Peter, and I enjoyed it and I liked it. And the suit was pretty cool looking too.
Was it white instead of the
Yeah,
black?
white. Yeah,
That makes
and
sense.
it was very pivotal because it was used to take down Venom. It was important because it was an important power. The reason why it was such an important power because it was pivotal in taking down Venom.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's it. All I wanted to say because and that's pretty much my pretty much my experience with the Marvel Spider-Man 2. I enjoyed the
So what?
game.
So what kind of rating would you give it out of 10?
Outside my bias of being a Spider-Man fan, I'd give it a 9.5 out of 10.
Wow.
The reason why I'm not giving it a perfect 10 is because of all the woke shit. But see, even though there was some woke shit, it wasn't a lot of woke shit. It was only small tidbits, small doses still. So I'm not gonna let small doses be playing on affect the score I have for it significantly.
I get you.
King says we still don't have New Game Plus yet either. No, in a way you still do. You can play the game over, but in a different but on an ultimate level. It's coming soon apparently. Like you can still play the game and still keep all your power ups, with the exception of the story on game power ups, of course. But your main progress, such as like your levels up and your costumes, you get to keep those. But you just play on a difficult, like when you play on the ultimate level, from what I'm told. Because if it's like the previous game, you get to keep that on your second playthrough. And I plan on playing it, doing another playthrough, either probably this month or January. I'm gonna do an
That'd be
ultimate
cool
gameplay.
because it would be if you do, then I might be able to catch it. Some
Yeah,
of the parts where I did miss because I only caught a few. It was a pretty
yeah.
busy month, so yeah, I would be. It would be cool to see some more gameplay of it again, just to see the parts that I missed.
Okay. I might do it this year. Do it this year on this month, or probably during on Christmas even.
Right.
Because Yakuza.
Oh, are you going to be playing Yakuza again? You gonna what are you
Yep.
doing?
Yep. The new Yakuza game on The Man Who Erased His Name is gonna be coming out November 9th. And I'm preparing for that.
Oh, see now you got me excited. I would love to watch
Yeah.
some more
Because
Yakuza.
I already own the game and everything. I just wait for it to drop. I already bought it and
Okay.
everything. Same with Infinite Wealth. I'm waiting for that to come out next year.
All right.
As well as Tekken 8, which is gonna be coming out on my birthday.
Nice.
So
Nice.
I can do a birthday stream on Tekken 8.
That'll be good.
Yeah, that's what you described as is New Game Plus, and we don't have it. Yeah. Oh, well. But that's all.
Well, thanks for having me. I enjoyed hearing you talk about the game.
Yeah, I enjoyed the conversation. I hope things didn't get too frustrating,
No,
if you know what I mean. Like,
not really. It's all good.
but hold on, what is that? If you play the game over, it would be from square one. What the fuck? What do you mean? What? You mean you gotta start all over again?
I guess you'll have to just see for yourself and log back into the game now that you've completed it. See what happens.
Yeah, that's some bullshit, but I'm still wanting to do it though. I'm still willing, but that's still some bullshit. Oh yeah. Also, I want to also drop a thing. And then another reference drop in the game was Cindy Moon.
Cindy
Eh,
Moon, huh?
Yeah, the Silk Spider, who's also another one of Peter's love interests, but also one of the Spider people. She was introduced. So instead, just like how we had 2 Spider-Mans in this game, we might have 3 Spider people in the next game.
Oh, okay.
If Peter does come in, because Peter's supposed to be retiring in this game. This is the game where he's supposed to officially retire or something like that.
Did you know
So
she
I
was
don't
in the
know,
Marvel movies?
huh?
Did you know she was in the Marvel movies?
No, she wasn't.
Yeah, she was.
What she was?
Apparently, Silk is in three of the Marvel MCU movies. She was in Homecoming, the extended cut
Oh,
of No Way Home, and
yeah, she's a
Avengers: Infinity
student.
War.
I missed it because like she flew right over my head.
She must have been. It must have been a background cameo appearance because I have no idea where the fuck she was in any of those movies.
Yeah, because like I say, I've heard her name, but it flew over my head on certain things. Like I said, there's plenty of stuff that can fly over your head when it comes to the movies.
Well, she doesn't. What lines does she have?
She doesn't. Like I said,
Exactly.
she was mentioned, but she was name dropped a lot too.
No, she wasn't name
Not
dropped.
like a lot, but she
I'm
was
talking
name
an
dropped.
actual appearance. She was apparently portrayed by the same actress in all 3 movies.
She's meant to be a name drop Easter egg. Like you know how Miles
She won't.
Morales dropped?
No, she makes an appearance. Her actress was Tiffany Espenson in all 3 movies. I'm like, who the fuck was that? When did they point out Silk? I don't remember seeing her at all.
Some Easter eggs are not obvious, dude. Some are not obvious.
Well, when you don't show anybody, it's like, oh yeah, that's Silk. It's like, hi, I'm Silk. It's like, of course nobody's gonna notice, bro. It's like, what the hell? I didn't know the character existed in those movies. I mean, yeah, sure, they might make verbal
I mean,
references
she's
in
not
passing
really that
conversation, but
old a character either.
I'm talking about an actual. Oh yeah, she was featured. She was played by such and such in all 3 movies. Like, she was. When? Where? I have no idea who that actress is. But yeah, I'm guessing she was some background where they didn't mention her name.
Yeah.
Because really, you should
Yeah.
be giving more story. There should be more story to that, especially with that kind of character.
Yeah. But yeah, I had to cut the stream because my phone's about to die. So, in the words of Stan Lee, enough said.
Have a good night.
You too, man. Hope to see you next stream.
See you next.
And I'll see you all later.